Holy DigitalDan, we are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, roller coasters, amusement parks all around the world. Thanks for joining us live. If you are listening to this on podcast after we are live, just to remind you that we do it live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the Chain Dogs podcast YouTube channel. So tonight, pretty much, I'm just a chain dog. It's not even Chain Dogs, really. It's just me. But we have some really good guests. So thanks everyone for coming on. How are you all doing? We all good?
I'm alive, yeah.
I'm doing very well, thank you. I enjoyed the intro.
You like
it's a good song, that.
That's beautiful.
I was jamming the whole time. I was just there like myself.
I always jam to it. So good. Just introduce everyone to everyone. We got Bobby Healy, fresh from his trip from America. How you doing, Bobby? All good?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Good not to get a bit of a sunburn. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, all good. Is it hotter? I bet you're used to the heat now, being in America for so long, right?
Oh, I'll tell you what. The last thing I needed coming back to the UK was a heat wave. I just wanted a little bit of cool, but no, we're doing all right, thank you.
Good. We have Thrill Riders, as in Marcus, fresh from his trip from Taito Park.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
You forgot. Oh, it's so memorable. You forgot about it. How was it, mate? I can never say this coaster. What's it called? Cuchulainn?
Cuchulainn. Yeah.
Cuchulainn.
It was good.
Cuchulainn.
I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. But no, I only did it twice, and I wasn't really watching what I was doing both those times. So because we were recording on ride, so yeah. But it's a really good roller coaster. Yeah, really good roller coaster. And they've got two more new ones coming, which is really cool.
Yeah, so because they've recently got, what was it? They recently got a boomerang. Was it a boomerang they recently got?
Yeah, they did, but they're getting another boomerang as well.
Okay. So Energylandia.
That's what I was about to say. It's like getting the same coaster 3 times.
Yeah.
What I love about Energylandia, just to tangent a little bit, is the fact that, like, how many rocking tugs have they got at that place? That was the thing that stuck out to me. They've got a new rocking tug as well coming to the end.
Well, it seems to be the theme. Yeah. You know, Chessington's now got 2. So
Oh yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah. But yeah, they're getting is it an STC? They're getting as well.
They're getting exactly what Trips Drill's got. So
is it the exact, like a clone, like for like?
Well, I don't know, but it will have like the boomerang intertwining like with it. So
right, okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That's good, man. I'm really interested to try one of them STCs, just because they're not meant to be that forceful, but they just look pretty fun. And it's like one of them coasters that kids can do and feel like they've conquered something big, because they look pretty like crazy off ride. So yeah, that's gonna be good. That is going to be good. Obviously you're on the inside now, so do you know what they're renaming the park to yet?
No. I'm not
trying to get those little details. Come on,
Tell
us everything.
Trust me, I wanted to know, but I wasn't even allowed to know. So there you go.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Because I read an article recently about it, and they were saying like the reason they've got to change it is because because I know this, right? Taito, it was one of our clients like years ago. We did a few videos for them. And there's 2 Taitos. So there's Taito in Northern Ireland and Taito in Republic of Ireland. They're like completely separate companies, but they're both called Taito, which is really weird. So because of that, like they can't market across the border, and they really struggle to market themselves outside of Ireland. So they're like, if we want to get bigger, we've obviously got to change the name. But that like blew my mind. I didn't even think about that because of the rights and stuff to the name. So, but sad, man. No more free crisps on entry to park.
No more factory crisp tour. Damn it.
That really intrigued me, man. That really intrigued me.
I never went, but I would have gone just for that.
They're not running that at the minute, are they?
No,
that's sad.
That's gone.
Do you know why it's gone? Marcus, tell us everything.
Did you sign an NDA? Because it doesn't matter if you didn't sign one.
I can tell by his face. He knows everything.
You haven't introduced Dan yet.
Okay, yeah.
What, from my trip from
North Wales?
Yeah, that's a lot less extravagant than America. And but yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to have you on, man. Thanks for finally coming on. It's mad that we're only just starting getting guests on. I mean,
I think I came on. Did I come on before? Or was that Coaster Gen show?
Yeah, it was Coaster Gen show.
Yeah.
So which obviously is the same sort of thing.
I remember like in the intro we were all just sipping our drinks for no reason at all. I still remember that to this day.
I forgot about that. That was so funny.
I just remembered it the other day. I was like, oh, how did that happen?
We should have recreated that.
Yeah, we should have. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
I've got to admit, it's a strategic thing bringing you on the show, so you don't go live when we're live. So I just thought we'll just get you on.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The other day I watched the Screw Loops one. I watched it back because obviously I was streaming at the same time. I apologize.
No, I'm joking.
And I opened it up, the intro plays, and then all I hear is, I'd like to say a massive thank you for Dan, who's streaming at the same time as us. I was like, there's the shot.
Dan with his like 16k subscribers. Cheers, mate. Cheers to it. But I've realised I don't think we have that much crossover of audience, so it's fine in the end because we got our usual like 10 viewers. No,
either way, just know it wasn't intentional. I promise you, it wasn't intentional.
It's all good. It's all
disrespectful,
good,
Dan.
I know, man. It's making about yourself, like always, man.
For God's sake.
I'm loving this.
Marcus always gives me those jokes, and it's already...
Oh, yeah, he's just giving me all the lines, mate. Don't worry. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, as you mentioned Coaster Gen, I am going to come to the comments and just say hello to everyone as usual. But yeah, so some of you may have seen Luke, as in Coaster Gen, post up that he's taking like a long break for the foreseeable future from Chain Dogs. Nothing's happened. It's all good. It's just that he wants to focus more on his channel and stuff like that, and like virtual towers online and stuff. So, but also James is going to be taking a break because he's got some holidays coming up as well. So it's not just going to be me. Don't worry. Mikhail is back next week on the show. There we go. Finally back. So yeah, he's all sorted. So Mikhail will be back as usual. So I'll at least have Chain Dogs rather than Chain Dog. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, that, everything has a silver lining. But yeah, hopefully Luke will come. Where's my invite to come on, mate? I invite you every single week. Like I've become a stalker at this point. So.
Invite him to the stream right now. 5 of us.
Come on in.
Like I swear to God, Sam just goes on a trip every time I ask him. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going on a trip next week." He's like, just booking to just get away from me. But no, anyway. But yeah, let's see who's in the chat. So we got Tom in the chat. How we doing? We got Laura. We got Carl. We got Amusement Adventure. We got Oh yeah, I've said Laura. We got Neil. We got Matt. Am I just repeating the same? I think I'm repeating the same things now. We got Andrew. We got Emily. How we doing? Like I say, we got Sam. How we doing? World of Thrills. KA Coasters. Ride Till I Die. I think it's Ride Till I Die. Yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry.
It's just
probably isn't it?
RPID.
We got Jesse. How we doing? We got South Coasters. We got Dan. Thank you all for joining. Obviously, if you have any questions throughout the chat to anyone here, or just something you want us to cover, just let us know. But we got a lot of stuff to cover, man. We got a lot of stuff to go through, and obviously our main topic is going to be about traveling, specifically for theme parks and coasters. So there we go. So first of all, the big one that's come out over the last week is that Wildcat at Hershey Park is closing. So it closes. There you go. There's the typical Dan face. There we go.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Yeah. So Wildcat is GCI's first ever coaster, which is kind of historic for that reason. But from what I hear, it's really, really rough. So I don't think it's going to be missed that much. No. But yeah, it's at Hershey Park. It's going to close on July the 31st. So they haven't really they've give everyone like a month, which if you live near it, yeah, fine. That's fine. But if you're me and I'm like, I would have liked to have done GCI's first ever coaster.
Book a flight today.
Yeah, I wish. But yeah, so Bobby, did you do it?
Right. I saw it. Yes. I could see it in the background. However, the main mistake I made was reading up on what is rough and what isn't, and that one was, I think, at the top of most people's lists of the roughest thing you could ride. And I don't do well with rough. Very just one rough ride can derail my day. So I didn't do it. My friend James did, he will do any ride. There you go. He will do any ride, and he says even the roughest rides. In fact, his phrase is, the more it hurts you, the better it is. And even he came off of that and said that was one of the worst things he's ever been on. So
yeah,
I'm glad I didn't do it. But now it's closing. I'm kind of a little bit like, maybe I should have.
So what is his quote? What he says? The rougher.
He's like, I think he says that it's that, I can't remember how he says it, but it's like a good coaster should hurt you. I think is the kind of way he says it. Yeah,
sounds like something you whisper to victims, isn't it? Really?
Or they bought Hero.
Yeah.
So when he came off and said that was awful, I was settled with my decision a little bit. But no, it's just, I guess it's kind of sad, isn't it, that the first one is going. But did I see, or am I imagining it, that RMC replied to their
so tweet? Yeah, I've actually got it up here. So obviously this was the park's tweet about it. Wildcat will close Sunday, July the 31st, so be sure to visit this month for one final ride. Any suggestions on what we could do with 3,100 feet of track? Stay tuned for later this year. And Rocky Mountain obviously replied saying we have a few ideas. So obviously this has stirred the pot up, and to be fair, like saying something like what we should replace it with, people's first thought is going to be RMC anyway. But I mean, the alternative I've seen is that, like, so GCI, their Titan track, their hybrid, that's their hybrid version of their coasters that they basically teased it at IAPA 2019, and then the only time they've done a few of they've replaced a couple of their coasters with a portion of this track, including White Lightning. Did you do that at have you done that? Fun Spot Orlando?
Yes.
Heidi clone, isn't it, at Plopsaland basically, but it's different supports, like it's got metal supports. Is it got metal supports? Am I right in thinking that?
What, White Lightning?
White Lightning. I think it's got metal supports. I'm not done it. Like we missed it last time.
I was gonna say, anyone in the chat who's done White Lightning, is it the same as Heidi? Because I know it's like the clone of Heidi the ride at Plopsa, but I found Heidi the ride at Plopsa to be too smooth, so it kind of took away the wooden coaster feel. But
it didn't feel like a GCI at all, does it? It feels like it doesn't, because our GCI is meant to like slam you into the corners.
Like,
it's all about
Wickerman's brilliant at doing that.
Yeah.
And it just felt way too smooth, and I was just like, that was good, but like I just rode a steel coaster.
And because of the short trains as well, like you can't. It's not like, even if it had longer trains, you could probably go at the back and probably get some good air time. But because they're short trains, you can't really even do that. So
there you go. White Lightning is not smooth, apparently.
Okay, is it in a bad way? In a bad way, Sam. White Lightning has metal supports. That's right, and it's also it's got a track section of Titan track to kind of test it out, I think. So yeah, people are thinking, because this is the first ever GCI coaster, it would make sense that this could potentially be the first ever Titan full circuit Titan track coaster by GCI, which I think would be nice. It would be so good to see what GCI could do with that hybrid model, really.
I know that obviously with RMC are very active, aren't they, on their socials? I think they reply to most people, but it takes a lot to comment on a park's post, though, doesn't it? And be like, we've got an idea. That's what I think was kind of interesting about it. But maybe they're just like, well, that's who we are in socials. We'll just go.
Yeah. And to be fair, like if they are closing it this quickly as well, my thinking is, like, normally, obviously, what parks will do is put a tender out to like multiple companies and say, what would you do? But because RMC are just so known for doing this type of project, that they just go straight to RMC. But I've only done the 2 RMCs. I like RMCs, but it'd be just nice to see something different. Do you know what I mean? It's like they have to keep topping themselves. and I just don't know how long they can keep going on to that, to like different, especially in America where there's a lot of RMCs now. Sorry, it would just be something different to bring people to Hershey. And I'm thinking, but also people are saying Hershey is like, it's not, even though it has thrilling rides, it's not meant to be like a high speed thrill kind of park.
Don't they have Skyrush?
They have Skyrush. Yeah.
Ain't that supposed to be like obliterating?
Yeah.
That was, that's a wild one. That one. It's short and sweet, but
yeah.
Don't they have a big hyper there as well? Or is it a giga?
Candemonium, isn't it?
Candemonium, which is like, is that, how intense is that?
I feel so knowledgeable.
In terms of hypers that we did on the trip and that I've done elsewhere, that was very gentle. It felt very gentle. It felt like they had a trim on every single hill that they had.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't pretend to know how these things are engineered, but it almost felt like they were building it for first kind of hypers. That's how we rode it anyway. It was a little bit disappointing in that sense that it just felt like it was trying to slow you down the whole time we were on it. So, I mean, Skyrush is one of the craziest things I've ever been on. It's very quick, but it feels like it's actively trying to throw you from the ride. So that, and not in a rough way. I didn't find it rough at all.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thanks,
it's a
Marcus.
family hype. There you go.
Marcus just out of nowhere just goes, that's good.
That's good.
That's good. Also, someone started talking of RMC. Someone mentioned in the chat that me and Marcus literally have the same poster behind us.
Oh yeah, you do.
There it is.
Point, yeah.
It's
There
like
you go.
it's
Very good
Marcus's
RMC.
photo or something.
Well, yeah, I wonder who took that.
No, Skyrush is like a bucket list for me. It looks so good. It's is it everyone's like, some people are saying it's vile, but it looks like my type of thing.
Skyrush's Lift Hill Rita.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What
it's
does
one
that
of those.
mean though? It's not even
mean?
intense. Like, I mean, it's got an intense.
It's a little bit.
It's got an intense. I mean, to be fair,
That's bold of me to say.
I'm in the minority of this, but I prefer Rita's launch. Actually, it's not even that. No, I might
Be careful.
Yeah,
Go on.
Go on.
No.
What were you going to say?
Keep talking.
Finish the sentence.
I think Rita's launch is one of the best, just because it launches you straight into straight into a bend. I'm like, that just like, it blows me away every time.
I was worried the stealth was.
I was about to say.
I think they've got the same kind of launch personally, like in terms of the intenseness of him.
I think
from my
Rita,
point of view.
Rita definitely, because it goes like the green lights go on after it launches. I think that's the only redeeming factor of it personally.
What I love is when you see people on Twitter and things like that saying, I gave so and so a blind launch, or I got a blind launch. I'm like, there is no blind launch. Like, you can hear it a mile away. Like, you can't.
When you're an enthusiast, you know exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
like,
the lights are off. How different? I can still see
hear
it's
it.
daylight outside.
Yeah, like, okay, that just makes me laugh. But yeah, what an insult to Skyrush.
I was gonna say Skyrush is supposed to be one of the best in the world or something, and then it's just getting compared to Rita.
No. So Claire's saying she hates super intense coasters and she loves Skyrush. And
I think the Skyrush is they've got. Is it one of those? Again, I'm not sure. Is it like a cable lift hill? So you go up that lift hill at a rate of knots. So that's already quite a scary start to the ride. But I think with Skyrushes, it was 4 in a row, if I remember correctly. But they had like the 2 raised. You know, a bit like Hyperion. So they had the 2
like
raised in the middle,
wings.
and then the 2 lowers, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
And the restraints are just so exposed. Like, they're so exposed. So you just got this lap bar, but it doesn't even feel like the lap bar is properly over you the way some do. So I found it personally, I'm very sensitive to rough rides, and that was just insane. I didn't find it rough. I just found it super intense. So
which is good.
Is that the one the same as the one at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi?
Flying Aces.
Yeah.
I think it's the same kind of ride type. I think it's like an Intamin. That's all I know.
I'm not sure.
It's like
because Lost Gravity has. Does that have like? I know it's Mac different, but like it has 2 wing seats, 2 on the middle, and like you said, Bobby, like the Hyperion trains are similar. So
yeah.
Hyperion has a bit of a rattle to it, but like it's very small. So does Sick, apparently.
Yeah.
Sean, do you want to go into that? Hey, do you want some Twitter storm, apparently?
Yeah, I mean, you say Hyperion's got a bit of a rattle. It's flipping insane, man.
Yeah.
Especially at the back. Like I say, it doesn't. That's not what puts me off Hyperion. What puts me off Hyperion is like it just runs out of steam very quickly. But
Fair enough.
I know other people have done it when they've done like late nights and stuff, and they say like once you get like that good, it's like most coasters, you know, when you first ride it for a bit and you're like, oh, I expected a bit more,
and then later on the day it just like way better.
You get one good ride on it, and then every other ride from then just feels better. So you know, hopefully I can get back to that park and get one of them rides. Apparently that's what everyone says, one of them rides. But yeah, so Sick. Yeah, like I know Marcus. Marcus not here. Get over it, Sean.
It's okay, mate. It's okay.
I just miss him so much. Yeah, Marcus wanted to call me out. So what was you gonna say, Marcus?
I mean, look, I mean, I just thought it was dead smooth, and you know,
sorry, what you saying?
No, I mean, go ahead.
I mean,
what do you think?
I'm going to try not to joke about. I wanted to say something then, but it's just people would not understand what I was. Yeah, people wouldn't get it.
Twitter is gunning for you right
now. All eyes on me. No, I was just really, really, really surprised by how much that thing rattled, to the point where I don't think it was as rattly as all you guys experienced it. I think it's a new thing, because honestly, like if you'd done it that day, I had done it. Like the whole thing is like creaking. It's just like I'll tell you when it is. It's when you get to the Cobra roll and it start like literally like vibrating in your seat all the way around until you get to the heart lines.
Right.
So that's what I said. I think I said in my vlog, I was like, "There's no way if you'd done it that day, you wouldn't have commented on it. Anyone would have commented on it, because it's like significant." I wouldn't say it's like any worse than say what Hyperion is or the Smiler, but I'm just thinking it's like 3 days old. Like I just don't think it's going to age well. I think
also breaking itself via the lift hill.
yeah, it is. I think we said it. If you're listening to us last week, for the people in chat, we said that obviously, apparently the lift hill. Did you hear that on the media day?
Yeah,
no,
it was
sorry,
really loud bangs.
It was.
And then
I thought it was broke.
One time it literally killed itself, so it did the bangs and then stopped.
Same, I saw that. Yeah.
So this is a new ride. Why is Sick so cursed? You had the test dummies fall out, and now you've had the lift hill just clangs, and it's already got a rattle. What did you go the day after, Sean?
We went on the Tuesday, so like
2 or 3 days. It's already got a rattle 3 days afterwards.
Yeah.
See, the only place I thought that there might have been where I thought you were talking about a rattle was at the in between the two corkscrews. But that's the only place I thought it vibrated on the day we were there.
No, it was like constant after when you hit the Cobra roll. It was just constant, and it's like the train. Like if you go watch my POVs, you'll hear it. Like as soon as it hits it, it's just like you hear me like all the way around. Right. And like I say, it's not like it just caught me off guard because everyone was saying how smooth it was, and I know something can have a rattle and be smooth, but this was like a detriment to the smoothness. What everyone was saying.
Was the first drop through to like the past the loop? Was that still like dead smooth though?
That was really smooth. Yeah,
that's really smooth.
That's really smooth. Yeah, really smooth.
So and if you sit on the front row, it's a proper soaker. Was the mist on?
Mate, it's a water ride. It's literally a water ride. The mists, I don't know. I reckon they just got like gardening misters from like flipping B&Q or something, because like that is just insane. It's like a blackout tunnel, isn't it? When you hit it, you just can't see anything. But it's a great coaster. It's a really good coaster. It's definitely like top 10. It's not like top. A lot of people.
Not that I've done it, but a lot of people were saying that it's like top in the country, and I was just like, for innovation wise, I feel like I'd still rank Icon higher, Smiler higher. But obviously, I haven't been on it. I can't gauge an opinion on that. I'm not going to do that in case I get ravaged on Twitter.
I wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't
Just
saying
typing
that,
it
but
now.
like, I going through the Heartline rolls with just that lap bar is such a weird experience.
It's good. Yeah,
it feels like you don't have enough support, and it's really quite scary.
But ironically, like what Colossus, like I really like that coaster, and for me, it's not because of the Heartlines; it's because of the rest of the layout. I tend to like it. Like I kind of like the Heartlines are good, but it feels a bit like it's a bit much, man. Like it's like a bit much, especially when you come out of it and then you come round. The last one's fun, but my head's like spinning after it.
But that was the bit where they were like, "Oh, we haven't broken a record."
Yeah, stick one in.
Five of them in a row. Yeah.
It's good, but I mean, me and Joe's theory and was like, I can imagine it's being someone's like favorite coaster in the country if they've never done an Intamin with like lap bar restraints before, because once you've experienced that, it's like totally different. Especially like if you've done Icon, and that's it with like that and that's not got the height, it's not got the speed, it's not got the intensity. Icon, I think, is still a way better ride in my opinion. It's different. But I think if you've never experienced that style, then maybe it would like go to your number one. But I just done Conda, so I was like, it's unfair to like compare them two, but you can't help doing it because it's like an Intamin. You feel like you're getting into like a Conda train and stuff, so it's harsh, really.
Rides have probably just moved on, haven't they?
They are it's the design language of coasters have just moved on.
It's definitely the best at Flamingo Land, though.
Oh, 100%. I'd say Kamali is a close second.
Zoom is a close second. Zoom
is sick. No, Zoom isn't sick, is it?
It's the plane one.
The plane one where you...
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
How do you not know the name of it?
Marcus, it's not an Enthusiast.
Yeah, it's just not an Enthusiast. If you don't know that coaster, it's just not an Enthusiast.
Have you done the Runaway Mine Train there? Because that is like lethal.
Oh, what, the little orange one?
It's the little orange one.
I think I did that as a kid or something, but
mate,
yeah,
it's
probably.
like that is so like it has no banking whatsoever.
That's like Junior Red Force. Junior Red Force at Ferrari is one of the worst rides ever. It's like no banking. You drop straight down, it's straight right. It's like, all right.
The kids would be safer doing. The kids would be literally safer doing Red Force than that thing. It's bad, but anyway, so that we've gone off on a right tangent there. So Wildcat, so could be RMC, could be Titan Track. So it'd be nice to see what RMC can do with it, but I think we could probably all guess what they'll do with it. Probably be something like Iron Gwazi, because it's a similar type of thing.
It's a win-win either way.
It's a win-win, considering everyone says it's the worst thing ever. So anyway, so next up, come through a few hours ago actually, the demolish I can't say that. Why can I not say that word? They're demolishing the Tower of Terror billboard, which may seem like so insignificant if you like, especially if you've not been to Walt Disney World. But I remember passing that the last time I went there, and I was like, it's so 90s. It's such a pinnacle of like classic Disney World that it's just making me sad. Like,
why are they demolishing it though? What's it done?
That's what we're all asking, Dan. That's what we're all asking.
They're just going to build a new ride there.
I don't know. It could be a precursor to the Tower of Terror getting like the. I know.
Oh, no. Yeah, true.
Let's hope not.
Guardians
Did that used to be a parade float?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I swear that used to be like a parade float or something.
No, it's a billboard, mate.
And then they've made it a billboard, or have I got that wrong?
No, you could be right. If Sam's in the chat, or let us know. Sam said, I woke up to a text of Sean telling me this, and it ruined my day. It's like, look at it. It's so sad. They've just got like a digger ready to go. Bulldoze it. It's horrible. And then to me, I'm like, this is the last straw, man. Like,
it doesn't even look graceful the way they're getting rid of it. Look at it. That looks aggressive. That looks like that thing's going to get smacked down very quick.
they could sell that off. Like they could sell it off for some good money, but they don't care because they're Disney, so they're just going to just get rid of it. But yeah, that was really sad. Like I say, when I went past it, it's a full 3D sign. And like I say, like before I went to Disney, any Disney park, the first time I went to any Disney park was 2019. No, 2020, just before COVID. But this was like one of my most anticipated rides because I remember seeing the adverts for it growing up when it first opened and being like, I need to go and do that thing. So yeah, when I saw it, I was like, oh, but yeah. Anyway,
it's like when rides close at Disney or wherever, I'm always like, get over it. It's all right.
Yeah,
like, as long as something better comes, it's fine. And yet somehow I'm more angered about a billboard going.
Same.
Then I'm.
You know
like,
when it was like when there's all that. It does, and it's all that outrage about Splash Mountain, which I was kind of like, but times do move on, you know, like things have to move on, and it, you know, as in Walt Disney once said, you know, like it's not meant to be a museum, you know, it's meant to keep on,
never finished.
It never finished, so that's part of what they tried to establish. So I'm never that sad about things like that, but I was super sad when Tower of Terror in California went. I was really sad about that, and I think it looks like a great ride, don't get me wrong, but I just hope they don't do the same thing to the one in Walt Disney, because that is such a good ride, and the fact that, you know, you have the traveling, you travel through the middle of it and everything, like it's so good.
Well, we're kind of safe in the knowledge that Marvel can't go there, so unless they want to change it for something else, unless they want to do a character that's not involved in the Universal contract, then.
So is it just Orlando then where they can't put Marvel because of Universal? Then is it?
I
just
believe
Orlando?
it's the east of the Mississippi River. Someone can correct me. Probably Sam will know, but I believe it's only a certain amount of characters. So that's why I think Disney keep digging up comic characters that are not involved in the agreement. But hopefully they leave the one at Hollywood Studios alone. Would be nice. We need one. We need one Tower of Terror. That's
So what one's still left? What one's still left? Like
we've still got Paris. That's still
Tokyo's
Paris.
still there. I know that's different, but like there's one. I think it's Tokyo Disney Sea or something.
Yeah, Disney Sea.
Something Tower, isn't it? That's I mean, I know they're all Tower, but I don't think it's called Tower of Terror. I think it's
Tower of Terror is so good though. They need to keep one, like you said. They need to keep one.
It's just so iconic, man. So Sam said, okay, what about they said they're scrapping Nemesis? I said Disney. We didn't say anything else. I said Disney.
We cry, we riot. That's what happens.
Well, they technically are scrapping Nemesis, aren't they? It's just
rebuilding it.
Yeah, that counts. We're fine.
Yeah. The thing is, it is always sad when any ride gets shut down. But I see the need to move on if it's for the right reasons. I don't agree with Disney replacing everything with Marvel. However much I love Marvel, it's just like I still don't associate Marvel with Disney in my head. It just doesn't. I'm like, it's not really the same thing. But maybe that's just me being a 90s kid and growing up with like the Disney of the past, and now like Disney's, you know, everything.
I agree with moving on unless it's the Bubble Works.
Yeah.
Well, you had to accept that fate, sadly.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Or when I was younger, I used to like a wild mouse ride at Flamingo Land. Like this was before I was an enthusiast. Like when I was a kid, there was a wild mouse ride at Flamingo Land. It was my favorite ride. And a couple of years later, we come back and I'm like, oh, what's happened to the wild mouse ride? And it had been replaced by Hero. That's as a kid, I was like, oh, this looks like air. This looks so good, bro. But yeah, it wasn't fun. So yeah, but need to move on. Yeah.
Do you need a moment? You look like you're about to tear up.
Yeah, you look like you're about to cry. It's literally like Hero is like one of Sam's favorite like rides in the UK. He loves it. I swear to God. It's weird. So I'd say Tower of Terror is definitely the icon of the park. It's on a lot of the merch now. It is when I went to Hollywood Studios, like that thing is obviously you've got Galaxy's Edge, but it's almost like their castle of Magic Kingdom, like their weenie or whatever. It's like you can see it pretty much everywhere. And if they just did the overlay of Guardians, it wouldn't look right. And plus, like, why would you have a Guardians ride in Epcot and a Guardians ride in Disney?
Yeah, true.
That's a really good point. Yeah,
just commit to like one area of like Marvel if you want to do that. Like, it just makes no sense. Yeah. So, but yeah. But talking of Tower Times, Bobby, are you going to these Tower Times events?
I plan to. I just had to wait to get paid because America absolutely. Is this the one we're talking about in what month is it again?
The one that's sold out.
Oh, the John.
Yeah, John Wardle.
Sadly not. I missed out on that one. I missed out on that one.
It's gonna be Dan's birthday, man. His 18th.
Yeah,
mate.
I'm spending it at Alton Towers where I've spent most of my other days. No, it'll be great. It'll be great. I'm really.
It'll make a difference
all about Dan.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Marcus,
Dan's
shut
day.
up.
Dan's day.
No, it's not. It really isn't. Please, I don't agree with that.
We're gonna make sure it's Dan's day. We're gonna get him balloons. We're gonna get him badges. Yeah, gonna get the.
You can give a talk at the end of the day.
Okay.
No,
sure.
no one wants to hear from Wardley. They just want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Step aside.
I'm being bullied. People watching this, being bullied.
Stop
Yeah.
making it.
Do you think John would sing Happy Birthday?
Wait, what?
to
I
Dan?
just saw that on the bottom. Stop making it about yourself. For God's sake.
Special request from Marcus. That was
weird.
But yeah, but I'm so psyched for that event because so many people are going to go there.
Yeah.
I just keep like Chris Screwloops. I found out last week he's going to be there as well. So it's going to be like.
I
such a
finally
good
get to
event.
met him before. It's a legend. I've always wanted to meet him, so it'll be good.
Yeah. He's a sound guy. So yeah, that is Tower Terror sign removal. So next up, we've got Legoland Germany. Have a couple of months ago they announced they were going to basically construct a new area in their park, and there's going to have a first roller coaster of its kind for Legoland. So that could mean any coaster ever.
Yeah, true.
But that's how they announced it. But yeah, footers have started going in for this. And it looks, if we can find the picture. So there we go. We can see that the area where it's going to go into.
Oh, wow.
Someone,
Oh my god.
Someone has very rightly pointed out
Bloody
that
hell.
the footers kind of follow the
How do you
Chessington
do that?
Jumanji coaster. I don't understand it, man.
Yeah.
When people look at footers and they're just like, "Yep, know that."
Where's
I
the
guess it's-
station? Oh, that green bit. Yeah, fair.
So yeah, so a shuttle, B&M shuttle wing coaster, possibly, if that's what Chessington is, it follows it pretty much exactly. Well, a little bit, but you've got but yeah, people are like kind of speculating like what the new area could be, and the favorite seems to be Mythica, because I know that Mythica has been rumored to be going to other Legoland parks.
Yeah.
Because that was developed by Merlin themselves, rather than it being a Lego IP and then converted to it. Merlin come up with this for Legoland Windsor, and then now obviously building, they've got like the Lego sets and everything. So I would love a roller coaster theme to Mythica. Could you imagine if it was like Maximus, like on the back of Maximus?
That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
it would be
definitely
so
work
wicked.
as a winged coaster as well. 100%.
Yeah.
But like,
I just Bobby.
The thing is about those wing coasters is they theme the trains insanely well, don't they? So you could do something so cool with that train.
Yeah,
so cool.
Unless you run out of money and it's the Swarm, and then you just have you have Hyder Park's trains.
Broken Church.
How dare you?
The thing is about
the Broken Church. The Broken Church is one of my favourite stations.
Oh yeah.
Before it went back in its heyday anyway. Before like.
Yeah, the thing is though about like, I don't know whether you guys think the same, but with the whole these launched B&M wing coasters that are coming out, like the shuttle ones, like Chessington and this one, they all look really low to the ground. And if we're going by usual like wing coasters, they seem to lose their speed really fast, like because they're so like big. So if it's going to be the same, I have no hope in it being that thrilling of a ride.
I just
so
don't
I hope
think
they do something different, but
they just don't make any sense to me. These layouts, like a B&M boomerang winged coaster, just does not make sense. And that spike where you're on your side to stall just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't sound comfortable either if it's got vests.
No.
But,
if you're just
we'll
like
wait
to
and
the
see.
side like that. It's a weird one. It is weird. I think it's because it's it's obviously a new junior model from B&M. So we might be thinking in terms of like their just usual wing coasters, which are like big and bulky. Like these might be like just completely different. Lighter
It might keep you upright.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
Yeah. If you might flip the seats, yeah.
Maybe. Could be. Yeah, could do. Yeah, that's good. Not good. That's a pretty good shout actually. But my biggest gripe about it is that like they're just like shuttle coasters are not good for like throughput.
Yeah, true.
They're just not good for throughput. Like it's like the worst kind of thing you could get for throughput. So
that's exactly what Chessington needed, wasn't it? Like, let's get another low throughput ride.
I'm guessing. I'm not looked into Legoland Germany at all. But I know that a lot of the Legoland parks have like a lot of rides. Like Windsor has a lot of rides, but not that many big high throughput stuff, which they need. So I wonder if Germany is like the same as that, considering how many visitors they get, you know. It's just this strange decision, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this actually like comes out. I mean, it can't be too long until we start seeing. Has a track gone in Chessington yet? Have I missed that? Because it's been a few weeks now.
Not yet.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
They've built a massive like lion whatever structure it is.
It's the Cobra, isn't it? It's the Cobra from Jumanji, I think.
Is it a Cobra? Okay.
Yeah, that have you seen the thing from Jumanji? It's like
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. That's all I know.
It's just a big
just a statue of him, bro. No, I'm not calling him a snake, but it like if I walk there and I see, like, say I go for opening day, or we all go for opening day, and I see Dwayne the Rock Johnson not that he will, but I see him standing at the entrance about to cut the rope to open it. Beautiful day.
It doesn't matter, low throughput or not. The ride's a win.
Exactly.
I actually meant a Jaguar, not a Cobra. I don't know. Close. But that thing there is what?
Such similar animals.
Yeah.
I don't know what I said. No
easily mistaken.
Yeah. I mean,
that'd be cool.
That does look good.
Hopefully, it's gonna be that. I love it. But did you see the pictures from Jumanji and Gardaland's opening day? Did you see that?
It's the fake
lookalikes.
The fake lookalikes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was the funniest thing ever, man. Just like scuffed rock.
I'm surprised though. Like, I mean, I'm not surprised, but that seemed perfect for Chester in that dark ride. Like,
yeah, true. Replace Toon Blaster.
Is
that controversial? Sorry.
We don't.
Do you think that would work? Being so far away.
Toon Blaster.
Whoa.
Replace Rattlesnake then.
Don't touch Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake's beautiful. Don't get me started on that either.
Good cue, bad ride.
Do you like
thank you, Bobby.
Marcus?
Thank you.
I genuinely do like Rattlesnake.
I like Rattlesnake.
He made me wait 40 minutes for it one time I went to Chessington. The whole queue,
I will wait 40
there,
minutes
like,
for it. That's too much.
Yeah, it was horrendous.
Oh yeah. I mean, this man like literally would die for Saw, so it doesn't surprise me that.
Yeah, that makes sense. All checks
it's the
out.
best UK coaster, but we won't get into that either.
You know what, guys? I hate Marcus.
Yeah.
Hope we all agree.
So Ben saying Dwayne the Rock Johnson the ride, you get a ride on his eyebrows. Fair enough.
That'd have a big drop, wouldn't it? That makes sense.
So Matt's saying, assuming it's shuttle, plot twist, the upwards helix is there to eat the train, jump in the gap to the station, world's first. Boom. There we go.
That's like the Donkey Kong coaster at Universal.
There you go.
Yeah, have you seen how that looks insane, man?
Madness.
Like,
I really want to go on that Mario Kart ride. It looks so good.
Yeah, the Mario Kart one does look good. But that Donkey Kong one, it's got like fake track underneath it, right? And then so it can like jump over the fake track. Like, that would be a mind. That would like twist your mind, wouldn't it? Being on that and being like jumping over. That looks so good off ride. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that's going to be a special one, that one.
The thing about Epic Universe is I'm still not sold on the fact that the rumors is going to be Fantastic Beasts. Like,
it's not, I don't think.
It can't be, can it? I don't think that series has got legs at all.
Nah.
I think the latest from Alicia at Theme Park Stop, I
Yeah.
think she said that they're going to drop the Fantastic Beasts. They might have Paris, I believe, as like one of the outside areas, which I think
But
is
that
from
is Fantastic Beasts, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think the ride is going to be within the British Ministry of Magic.
Ministry.
Plan.
Yeah, because that's what I saw was like it starts off in Paris like Fantastic Beasts, but I guess it doesn't really need to link into Fantastic Beasts because it's like it's kind of like when you go into Diagon Alley, it's just generic London, isn't it? Really, so it works in that sense.
Yeah, and
but,
I mean you can do stuff in the windows that's a nod to Fantastic Beasts, but I think they realised that series just had no legs at all. So
where was this
going
to be?
Epic Universe.
Oh, right, my bad.
You know, like down the road from Universal in Orlando.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see if this the elevator ride goes ahead because. So the Ministry of Magic elevator, like if that goes ahead, what it's proposed to be, that would be like one of the best rides.
I have not heard about that. What's
not heard about it?
So
either.
They've got a few different patents that like ride systems they're working on.
Yeah.
So you know, like the elevator in Ministry of Magic, it goes like forwards, backwards.
Yeah.
It's basically rumored that it's going to be like that with screens and stuff, but you're actually moving backwards and forwards and up and down and like.
So Terror.
Yeah, but just like 4D
on another level,
like 4D basically, actually
cool.
4D, like
That'd
you just
cool.
actually going constantly around. There's a few different patents though, isn't there? I haven't really kept up with it, but it kept changing loads. But
I don't think they can make their mind up what they want to put there. But and the entrance to that land looks insane. They're trying to create like the flu network. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but like you're going to have green mist, and that's going to. I don't know how they're going to do it, but is it right? They go up. Is it chimneys? Someone might need to correct me.
Yeah, I think so.
They have, they come out of chimneys, but they can go in through toilets, phone boxes. There's loads of different ways. I think they can get into it.
Be interesting to see what they do there, because the reveal at Diagon Alley, I know it's simple, but with the noise with the bricks and stuff like that,
so good, man.
Clever, so
I just thought that was so good as well in when you're getting on the train as well on Hogwarts Express, where you can see the people in front of you going through the wall, like a really just simple like mirror effect, like it's so clever. But there we go. So next up we got PortAventura. A quick update on their new coaster that they're constructing, rumored coaster, but it's come out today. Yesterday. Let me share my screen.
See what if this is a coaster? What type of coaster does it look like? Because it look. Oh my god! What the hell?
Oh, wow. They're constructing a building.
Right.
Okay.
So this is throwing a massive spanner in the works because they are literally build. So right, the park has already commented months and months ago that they are building they're building a coaster and it's going to be Europe's first. So not world's first, but Europe's first. So everyone was obviously pointing to like a single rail, whether it being like Intamin, like being like a hot racer or like a Raptor or something like that, which would have made sense to me. But now they're building a building. You're not going to fit a single rail in that. So it's going to be something a lot smaller of a coaster is going to go in there. You can still fit something decent in there, but it's going to be more like Crush's coaster rather than like Cosmic Rewind,
I'm all for that though, because I love like dark ride-esque theming, whatever. I don't know. I literally know nothing about this ride, but
they're just going to build the Saw the Ride indoor section just for you, and then
beautiful.
That's
it. I really like indoor coasters, and I'll never say no to one. But I'm a little bit disappointed because I did genuinely think that they were going to get something like proper thrilling, because obviously we've had a Red Force, but Red Force still doesn't feel like it's in PortAventura, like it just feels separate to the park. So considering that I've not had like a major coaster in the main park and so long, I really wanted something to. Well, I mean, I don't know, bring them back to what they used to be regarded as. I love PortAventura, don't get me wrong, absolutely love it. It's like one of my favorite parks. Not on the weekend though. But yeah, I just wanted another something else really. So I don't know.
But like, I mean, they're not. Two things. One thing with PortAventura is that there really is a lack of. Well, when I went, there was a lack of dark rides. I mean, now there's Street Mission, and I haven't actually done the Street Mission yet.
That's great. So good.
Like I noticed the only dark ride there when I went was the dinosaur one, which is not exactly anything to rave about.
The dinosaur one.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was
called?
like a 4D simulator thing or something.
Right, okay. Is it not there anymore?
No, it's still there. I think it's still there.
What? I'm trying to think about this.
Sort of near Tatuki Splash.
Dino Escape 4D. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? I don't know. But yeah,
it's sort of hidden behind trees anyway. But
yeah,
I think the park could do with more dark rides, and if it's in a show building, then that's great. But anyway, that space there in that video, that's like the first I've seen of it, but that isn't exactly that big a space if you're talking like a major roller coaster anyway. So
it's big, man. Look at that truck. Look at that little guy. Like
you think that's a big space?
What for a single rail? That's
probably for a single rail. Yeah, that would fit. But like
that's why everyone.
I think everyone's sleeping on the fact that also PortAventura are really good at theming, and it's in the Wild West area, so it will be like a proper, hopefully Wild West themed ride, which should be really good.
Yeah,
if it's a ride, probably end up being a hotel.
I was gonna say, have we seen track or anything arrive? Because I can't quite make out what's in that picture.
No, so
it could just turn out.
When he first loaded it up, I thought it was like Big One supports. I was like, what?
No, we haven't. There's no track. But well, like I say, like this, they announced at like IAPA last year that they are currently planning and they're going to build a major coaster that's going to be Europe's first. Like that was come straight from the managing director, and all the things coming out of PortAventura have been pointing to a major coaster. So we know that a coaster. We don't know 100% this is going to be a coaster. I think everyone just assumed that it was. So it could be something else. It could go, but I can't think of anywhere else in the park it would go. But they announced it was going to be opening in 2023. So we're like, well, construction's going on. They've said it's going to be 2023. Yeah. Why wouldn't it have been here? But now, like everyone's kind of second guessing it. So
even if it's a Western themed dark ride, I literally would take that any day. Like
same.
Because the coaster, I think the coasters at PortAventura are already strong enough. Like,
I think they are good, but I think in terms
it needs
of
one more.
It needs like we're talking. I feel like it's getting left behind a little bit. You know, when you look at other European. I mean, Park Warner, we're going to come on to Madrid, man. Like they're developing something insane, man. Like, so everywhere's going forward and Porta need to like keep up with it. Really.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like they're just sitting on the fact they have Shambhala for a very long time.
Yes. And you know what? Like, I love Porta and I like most of their coasters, but I think apart from Shambhala and Red Force is great as well, but apart from Shambhala, everything's getting a bit rough for me. Like Dragon Khan has seen better days, in my personal opinion, and not everyone.
I was gonna say, last time I went, I didn't find Dragon Khan that bad, and everyone was calling it rough. I was like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's just depends what you like, but for me, being a B&M fanboy and enjoying rough coasters, it was a bit too much for me. It's not even a roughness of it. It's just like it's the roughness with the layout. The layout is just relentless. It's constant. Fair. It's constant like positive G's again. And when you're in that heat as well, it can get a bit much. But yeah, like I love Fioris Baco for the launch, but the rest of it is just fucking awful, man. Like it's bad.
Just tragic other than the front row.
Stampeder needs to be retracked ASAP. It's getting unbearable, and I loved Stampeder the first time I went there. That was like I loved it so much, and now it's just got really bad very quickly. So Tomahawk's pretty good though. That's the best woody in the park now.
Yeah.
But yeah, But yeah, I'm excited to see what goes. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Need to RMC Stampeder. Yeah, I don't want him. I just want GCI to retract Stampeder. That's all I want personally. I don't think we need.
It is a really good layout.
It's a great layout.
Who was it manufactured by before?
CCI. So it wouldn't be, and GCI have done portions, I believe, of it. Like they've done work to it, but it needs like a full, like it needs like Ghost Rider treatment. It needs like a full like reworking, like just stripped back and then rebuilt. Basically, I think you can use the same supports, maybe. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, there we go. Ben saying need to lose the timber first car so I can definitely fit on Shambhala. Yeah, Shambhala, mate. I'm seeing a lot of people getting like not being able to fit on Shambhala lately. Apparently, they are not allowing like 3 clicks anymore now. Like where most B&Ms, like you can get like 3 clicks and they'll let you on. But for some reason, recently Shambhala are being like, it's got to go like all the way down basically, which is it's pretty harsh, man. Like it's, yeah. I don't know if that's because like they had a situation where someone like nearly come out of it or something. I don't know, but there must be some reason for it.
It might just be PortAventura being PortAventura, considering they let whole trains of fast track go.
They might just create like a separate ticket of like if you want 3 clicks.
It's like Detonator, just ask for 3 clicks.
Yeah. You've got to pay for 3 clicks. Get in line for the 3 clicks. There we go. So yeah, that's PortAventura. Next up we have talking of PortAventura, we got this what you shared earlier, Dan.
Oh yes. Oh, beautiful.
Goodness.
First of all, I'm gonna preface this by saying I don't condone this. I don't think you should
do not try this at home.
Absolutely not.
You sure?
I do not
might
think
try
you
it
should
at
do
home.
this. But someone has basically climbed up Red Force.
My God.
This is so like the most terrifying thing. If you watch the entire thing, you can hear him like, mate, he's so out of breath.
He's got to climb 350 feet. What are you doing?
Yeah, and like when he looks down on some of these bits, like he's like
I'll be done after one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's just insane.
What's wrong with people?
What goes through your mind, honestly?
Just ride it.
Yeah, just ride.
Like,
yeah, you get up that high.
Walk the Red Force.
This is where they send the early morning test train.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Oh my God.
It's when he gets.
What
to
do
the
you do with that?
bit.
You probably just jump off and got his parachute out.
So it's when he goes on this curve bit that sends me because like he's basically just looking at the floor.
That's horrendous, you know.
Is this recent?
This was July the 6th, so yeah, a few days ago.
Oh my God, it's really
Gotta say, don't condone it, but the paint looks really good on that coaster.
You know what? I was thinking exactly the same.
Go check it out for yourself.
No,
that's what he was doing up there.
Sorry, I didn't say that.
So yeah, he stood on there, and then the police.
You
hear a siren.
Oh, what? The police actually came.
It's just this step, man. Like when he.
You know, I was skipping through it. Like when I first saw this, I skipped through it and I skipped past the part where he jumps, and I just saw him falling. I was like, "What?"
He just jumps off. But yeah, he got caught after this. Because I was like, GTA, man, you should have just like gone, but he should have gone over to the city, gone over to like on top of one of the buildings, but no, he just went in the car park. He got caught,
which is going to be fenced off, right? So it's not like he can run anywhere.
No.
Hang on a minute, I just got to put my parachute away.
Good video.
He got caught, got 2 years suspended sentence, and 48 hours in prison, right, in jail.
2 years, is that it?
2 years suspended sentence.
Well, 2 years soon, he'll be back.
Yeah.
That's
back
what
Shambhala.
that Ali Law got, though, didn't he? Do you remember when he climbed stealth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when he climbed the big one off.
Banned, didn't he? Yeah. He only
it's weird. It's conflicting for me because I'm like, it's mad to do that, but also like if something happened, like someone's got to clean you up off the floor, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like you haven't got to deal with them consequences. So I'm like, yeah, it's pretty mad that humans can do that and force themselves to go and do that like that. In my head, I'm like, the willpower to do that is impressive. But yeah, like you haven't got to deal with the consequences if you because all you've got to do is think about how sweaty you get climbing up there. Your hands should be so there would be so sweaty, wouldn't they? One slip. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
That's
it.
what
And the
Ali
thing
Law.
is, like,
Oh, sorry. Well, I was
Yeah,
just
go on.
saying, like Ali Law was like when he was climbing in stealth in his video, he was saying about how slippery the track actually is, like because that track is slippery. It's like that's how it is.
Maybe because you're not supposed to climb it.
Yeah.
It's just like from my point of view, like if you imagine, like say you're at like Thorpe Park and Ali Law's doing that, like imagine being a guy who's just like on security and then just like sees some guy like fall to his death, and then like imagine the mess of that and how that would literally do to your life. Like it would just mess your whole life up seeing something like that. So it's kind of
plenty of legal ways to do it, but it gives you if that's not going to get him YouTube views, then doing a coaster.
Some people go way too far for content.
Just get the content.
Dan gets out the content plan.
Climb Kingda car? No, never.
Yeah.
Don't.
I want to see the thumbnail for that.
Just that would be the best. I want to make that now. Like, not long ago.
Lovely. So yeah, that was a quick one to go in there. We're nearly to the end now. We're getting there. So Park Warner, just a quick update on their Blitz coaster that they're currently constructing. You know what? It's so cute. Recently, all these Americans going over there and going, "Why is no one talking about this?" It's like, yeah, we've been talking about it. You've just not been listening. But I guess that's like when we were like, "Why is no one talking about this?" Like months ago, and all the Spanish enthusiasts are like, "No, we've not stopped talking about this."
Yeah. This is the thing. Like so me and Sam obviously went to Park Warner in April, and we didn't know anything about it at all. In fact, we were sort of just like lost idiots in this park because we didn't really know anything about the park, but we just totally didn't notice that the whole middle section was closed for the construction of this. We just didn't notice at all. And so some Spanish enthusiasts came up to us and showed us pictures and stuff, and we literally saw the track just laying out there by the wooden roller coaster that they've got there. And they told us that, it's going to be a Batman themed roller coaster, Intamin multi-launch. And they sort of thought that it was going to launch you out of the Batcave. And
oh my God, please. That'd be so cool.
Something along those lines is what they said, but
that's probably that
would look like could be a cave, couldn't it?
Possibly,
I'm just wondering if that's a station and that you go straight out launch, or that's got to be a launch. The way that
looks like that looks like either a launch or a station, like you said.
Yeah, I feel like you might roll into that, or I don't know, because it looks so. It's hard. It's always hard looking at these construction pictures because you got to look at everything. Looks a lot smaller than it probably actually is.
That's what I was going to say. It doesn't look very long, does it? But you don't know.
But when you look at that door to the left, I don't know if that's just warping on on like a phone lens or something. But that looks like a tiny door compared to I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah, they completed. They topped it off. We talked about it last week when it was like half built. Oh no, the week before. Sorry. But they've topped it off now.
That looks so cool.
This
we got
a mini Velocicoaster.
Yeah.
This like top hat looks so crazy. It's almost like the Skyrush like drop in a way. We talking about Skyrush earlier.
Yeah.
How it's got like that kink to it.
It's like leaning.
But it's so different to any other top hat Intamin have done. It almost looks like a banana roll, like how it's that side of it. I can't tell, but like how
that
banana
looks
roll
like.
is like.
How tall is that? Do you reckon?
Look at that picture.
You would know, won't you, Marcus? Yeah.
That is so. I mean, those shot towers were like insanely tall. So I pretty much took a photo standing like right here, and like the fact that sort of looks like just over half the height. Well, no, it's obviously not half the height of the shot towers. It's obviously closer, but still, that is like such a cool view as you enter the park, because that is like right in front of you, as you come around the corner.
Yeah, because I got this shot on maps, so that's like the street that you come into.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
look how big that tower is. It's insane.
Jeez.
It's huge,
and that tower comes like more than. I mean, that looks more than half to me, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's like like imagine a buffet. Like it's huge when you see it in that context. Like it's gonna be
when you hit the top of that top hat, that is gonna launch you out of your seat.
Is there trims on the top?
There is trims, but with all these things, it's like a Velocicoaster, isn't it? It's like you don't know if they're trims. They're LSMs, but you don't know if they're trims or they're just there to get the coaster down in case it like stalls up there or something. There is. I can't find the picture. I thought it was here actually. There's a close-up picture I saw where there's like just before that. You see where on the right-hand side where the crane is dangling down. There's like a trim or an LSM or something right there.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's but the thing is with this coaster is no one knows what the rest of the layout is. Like they're keeping it so. I'm guessing because like Spain don't have like the planning laws that a lot of other countries do, where we can just look at it. I've not seen any kind of what it's going to do after that. It's almost like going back to the 90s, where no one really knew what a new coaster was going to do.
I like that though. I like the surprise element of it, because then when it all comes out, it's like, well, obviously I'm not complaining because I really want to know about it, but stuff like Exodus and all this kind of stuff, you know exactly what it's going to be. Even with SW8, you knew what the layout was going to be, but you didn't know what the theme was, anything like that, until very late.
Well, I've said this because it was like Big Bob was not like revealed until the last minute, and then that reveal was so good. And if we had all seen that, I didn't see any pictures, like any concept or anything like that.
Yeah.
Don't know if, but like when it actually got revealed, it was like, wow. And it's almost like when it happened to Vikings, like someone leaked Vikings at Drayton Manor, and like being on that project and kind of knowing stuff, like I felt so bad for everyone. Like, because it was sad, because it would have been nice just to have an actual reveal of like what this thing was going to be, and then it was just leaked, and it was kind of like, oh, that's a bit of a downer for everyone now. I know it's only like an area or whatever, but it's the same sort of thing where it's sometimes nicer just to like be in the dark about it until.
Because like imagine if with Thought Park right now, we're waiting for a new coaster for so long, we see these white walls appear outside Old Town. No one's doing any like things saying like, oh, this is the layout, because like everyone knows by now. No idea what it is, no idea manufacturer. It would create so many like videos and stuff from everyone. It'd be so cool.
And like with the, because we still don't for sure know who's manufacturing that Exodus, do we? It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be Mac, but
has to be.
it's I don't know if like parks are getting cleverer now, and like for like because I said this about the Chessington coaster. I was like, this makes no sense to us, but maybe it's not meant to make sense to us. Maybe they've managed to put in plans in a way that throws people off. It shows like what they plan to put like footers and how high it's going to be, but not actually like, I don't know. Maybe parks are starting to like throw people off by saying, "Oh, it could be this, it could be that."
I like the surprise element. I feel like a lot recently it's been ruined,
but I'm thinking because like Alton Towers, I've done this VR thing. That's by You'll Be, which is a Mac product. I'm seeing a link of like Merlin and Mac here now, so I'm thinking, has that been like a gateway? Does that almost? Does that mean like Exodus, because they're in conversation? No. Oh God, no.
Yeah,
please.
No.
I like sorry how on Fulp they even mentioned, didn't they, in the in like some of the plans, they were like, we know enthusiasts are going to want to know who the manufacturer is and stuff like that. So they're switched on to the fact that more than ever we're finding out everything to do with a ride well beyond announcement, right? So I quite like the fact that they've kind of hinted that, right, we know enthusiasts, we know you're desperate to know, but just wait a little bit. So that kind of keeps the element of surprise that we know the layout. We're pretty sure on the manufacturer, but as you say, it could just, there is something in an element of surprise until they announce it, hopefully.
Yeah. I'd saying that on Velocicoaster not trims, they can propel the train so it doesn't get stuck. That was basically what I was trying to say in a well written sentence.
It does roll back though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, but I guess they're saying it doesn't get stuck, right?
Yeah, it's like what happened to Ride to Happiness, isn't it? Like if they had something to stop that happening, it wouldn't have got
someone in the chat also just said that Part 1 of Shot Towers are 100 meters tall. So that top hat is at least almost 200 feet, if not over, which is mad.
That's insane.
Yeah. Goodness me, that's gonna be something, isn't it?
Because people have been comparing it to what's it called? Oh my god, what the hell is it called? Williamsburg.
Oh bloody hell! I don't know my stuff.
What that? Pantheon.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
People have been comparing it to Pantheon, but I think it's going to be more like Velocicoaster, personally.
Marcus,
I think,
yeah.
What did you just call that?
Pantheon.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Oblivion or something. I was like, what?
Oblivion.
I only heard the Ian of it. I was like, it's Pantheon, is it not?
Yeah. So Ben nailed it. Like Rockburg, no one knew. Like, that was so secretive. More parks need to learn from. I say this, but I'm also enthusiast and I want to know stuff. So it's part of the fun, isn't it? Like, following these things. Like, I'm always.
We all need to come together and just agree not to.
Don't look.
Impossible.
Don't look.
Don't leak things, guys.
I was thinking this the other day. I was like, how funny would it be? You know how everyone's lately, you know, when people go, "Oh, you've overhyped this thing," you know, and it's like, you can't really overhype something because you ride something and it's either good or bad in your opinion, or the best coaster you've ever ridden. Like, I don't believe you can overhype something personally, because I'm like, well, what do we all just collectively get together and go, whatever coaster that you ride from now on, we just say it's meh. Like, it's all right. Even if it's the best thing you've ever ridden, have we all just got to do that to stop getting people overhyped? I'm like,
see, that's the thing. I know, right, like, I know this is an opinion that's come out recently. There's a lot of people think Ride to Happiness is one of the best in the world, Europe, whatever, myself included. But there's also a few people recently that have said it's not so good, and obviously there's people going back and forth as if to say, "Well, you're wrong." It's like, it's an opinion.
It's opinion. I think from my point of view, it's weird because a lot of the opinion where like people saying Ride to Happiness is not that great are people with like insane coaster counts compared to me.
True.
So I'm like, maybe when you ride so many coasters, like you have like just like a different opinion of like what is a good coaster.
Yeah.
But from my point of view, like Ride to Happiness it's definitely in my like top 5. Like it's it's so fun. Like it's I didn't think it didn't go straight to my number 1, what I anticipated it to be, but I was just like,
I'm waiting to get a night ride on it to see if it gets number 1, because I had my number 1 right now is Ardra, and I had a night ride on that, so that's why I'm like, So
I think if I had a night ride on Ardra, I think that would have gone to my number 1 personally.
What's your number 1 now? Taron, isn't it?
Taron still, Taron. But I need to go back and ride it because that is like a sentimental coaster to me, just because I wanted to go on that for so long. And when we did that, it was just after the first lockdown. So like, imagine just going like
relief.
no theme parks and not know when you go to a theme park, and then suddenly we get released, go to like Phantasialand, which I've wanted to do for so long. So I need to go back and compare it to some of the coasters I've done recently, because I've done some really good coasters recently. But it's just everything for me with that. It's like theming and everything. But I think Ride to Happiness, I think it's like you need to go. We went with a big group of us, and when you go on Ride to Happiness, it's so good, like seeing your friends like now and again, like turning around and facing them on the other train, and you're just like,
that is cool.
And then like with the onboard audio, it's just like you can't beat it, man. Like it's such a good feeling.
I kind of agree with like some of the comments there. Like, saying Ride to Happiness is bad is just a Fousey flex, because like at the end of the day,
Twitter,
even if you don't think it's as good as another coaster, it's still a brilliant. I haven't been on it, but like, you're not going to say it's bad. Like, if you say it's bad, you're just purely trying to trigger people on Twitter, which
it's clearly worked,
which is quite common. But
yeah,
saying it's bad. If anyone says it's bad, I mean, they're just trying to get attention, in my opinion. Because
Bobby said "wow" about 19 times when he went on it. I know that.
Seal of approval.
Yeah.
I think with the overhyped thing is, I don't agree with that word, but you can, especially if you're when a lot of people have ridden it at a similar sort of time, and they're all coming up, we're all coming off going, wow, like number one or top three, or this is amazing. It does set a thing in your head that this coaster. I had that with Sarja. I had that. I mean, when I recently ride Still Vengeance, it was like, can it possibly be as good as people are saying? Because it is so many people's top of list.
Yeah.
So when they come off and go, oh, it actually wasn't quite as good as it was. When they say that, I'm like, that's fine. Like, that's absolutely fine. Like, if it didn't quite hit it for you, then overhyped. I don't know if I agree with the word, but I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But to sit there and to say, oh, this ride's no good, I'm just like, nah, come on. You didn't have to. It doesn't have to be your number one. Like, no one's telling you to say it's your number one.
I think.
Come on.
There's getting heated in it, boys.
The funniest example of overhype I have in my head is, like, you know, when Gangster Granny opened, and this is the funniest thing ever, because it was just like, obviously there was no like media day or anything. It was just like, it opened, loads of vloggers turned up, and then like there was just like a mad energy that day of just like, it's you. Oh my god, Gangster Granny is really good. And then like later in the day, I was like, oh, did I kind of like, I don't hope he didn't come across that I was like, this is the best thing ever.
I know.
Like,
I did that with Black Mirror.
Yeah,
that was.
I was about to say Black Mirror was the bad one,
because I remember afterwards, the comments on Twitter were like, all the vloggers are saying that this is good, this is not good, and I was a little bit like, okay.
I went on it and I got lost, and then I died.
I mean, right. For me, it's the first time I did that was with you, Sean. Go on, defend yourself, No. So we came out of that, and we genuinely came out of that and enjoyed it. But the thing is like, I don't think I would have had like a run through of that anywhere near like what we had. And
when Jesus, it's awful.
I think it's hard, isn't it? Because you can only review.
You can only experience it for the first time once.
Yes, you can only have, like, we got the perfect, because I know like when Luke and James and Aaron went and did it, they did it on like just like a normal day, and they waited like an hour for it, and then they said it was like a conga line all the way through, and I'm like, it gets rid of that like maze element then, so because everyone's just following each other, so it doesn't work. And I don't know how that works with all, you know, when your face is on all the things and stuff. If it's that crammed, it's not going to work. And we obviously got the perfect run through of it, because there's a few of us in there. That was it. It was just us three.
It was just the three of us.
That
and
experience,
we just experienced it for the first time. We had no idea what was in there.
I didn't think it was going to be that good, and like, I didn't as good as it. Well, I had very low expectations, put it that way. And then we went in there, and I was like, actually, that was pretty good for what it was.
I think there was two things, wasn't there? With opening days, number one, you get caught up, right? We're all with other enthusiasts. It's exciting, and number two, I think it was like the desperation of something new opening a vault that had a big like. It was like there's something, and we knew about this thing before COVID, right? Was it pre-COVID?
Also, so I'm like a massive fan of Black Mirror as well. Like, so I loved it. Yeah,
there you go. But
my thoughts is absolutely tragic.
Yeah, did you do it? You did it the first day it opened?
I wasn't there for opening day, but everyone was like on Instagram. They were like, "Oh, it was really good." I tried it out. First time doing it, like you said, groups because of COVID were quite small. Was actually all right. Ever since, like the other week, I went to Thorpe and we did a challenge. So we went on Black Mirror and we came out. Well, halfway through, am I allowed to spoil it? Is that bad?
Just not spoil anything to spoil it.
Okay,
really.
It's just because some people may be interested in the experience of Black Mirror and they haven't done it yet and they want it all not spoiled. But there's the bit where after you see all your faces on the screen, then it like the blast of air or whatever, and and then the door opens. You're supposed to go round like loads and get a bit lost, then come back and there's an open door. Like the door opens whilst you're going. That was open as we walked out, so we just walked straight out of that bit. And then at the end, the doors were open anyway. So we literally just did a straight walk through Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And then we had to do it again, which is so fun. But yeah.
I think it's... it's hard though, isn't it? But it is the media days where, especially if you go in like not expecting much. But I think there is something to be said about media day hype. Just because you're in it's good feeling, isn't it? Like it's good.
Oh yeah, it's a good feeling.
Opening day,
and you experience these things like perfect, pretty much.
That's why no one mentioned the rattle on 6 Open.
That just wasn't present. That just wasn't present. That wasn't present, man. But
classy.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
No, to be fair, this right. Like, Ads, he's pretty honest. He's pretty honest, and he didn't mention the rattle. So that's why I think I'm not saying I don't.
No one mentioned the rattle.
No one mentioned the rattle. I don't think it was there.
They've all been media trained.
They all got in that room, and
they
all just got in that room, and they were like, guys, shh, don't talk about the rattle, okay? Agreed. We'll give you 6 socks if you don't talk about the rattle. Okay?
I have actually got some 6
Get a haircut.
Yeah. Can you put your 6 silk cap on, Marcus?
No, I can get the 6 socks though. They are down there.
Yeah.
But no, look. I mean, I think the one that like comes to mind for me is that you remember when we went to the Mythica preview event, right?
Yeah.
And Mythica is a weird one because now when I do Flight of the Skyline, there's so much screaming. Like
yeah.
There is so many kids screaming in this sort of dome theater, and it's quite hard to hear the film. But like obviously on the day there isn't that, so it's just a good example of how it is, how there's a factor that isn't there, and how that sometimes doesn't affect people's opinions.
I've said this before, right? I never get invited to Fright Nights because I think they hate me.
Don't worry, I think they'll hate me too, especially after a video relating ice cream.
Oh god, don't talk about that.
Go on.
But no, like I said last year, I was like, I've kind of learnt my lesson from it a little bit, and I'm glad I didn't go to like a media day for Fright Nights last year because I got to experience it, and I got to do it as any other person would do it, because having a maze to yourself, for example, is going to be amazing. But like it is, and you should be able to keep doing like mazes again and again and again. You're going to have a great time, and that's all you can review in it is like the day that you've just had or the night you've just had.
See,
so you're not lying, but but I didn't have a bad experience at Fright Nights last year, but I just did it in a different way to everyone else did it. I did all the mazes in the daytime, and we didn't have any queues or anything like that, so I was able to say that. But then on the night time I saw the mad amount of queues, so I was kind of like, it's sometimes good just to experience it as is, really. Because towers never have media days unless it's for like celebrities and stuff, so they don't have vloggers and influencers and stuff.
I think that's important. Like people always say that the people that go to the press events are lying, but they're not lying. They are.
I'm joking. I'm playing devil's advocate, guys. I agree with you guys.
You're getting the perfect run through, right, of anything that you do. And
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
so you're obviously going to say it's good.
I'm not invited to them, but I'm just saying it as in you're getting the perfect run through. And number one, like I see it as we love this shit, right? I love new stuff opening. So unless something's bad, I'm probably not going to say something bad about it unless something's blatantly, obviously wrong with it.
Yeah.
And with Black Mirror, I had a good run through ever since I've done it. Not so much, but that's just the kind of way I see it.
So I'd say he sees a drop in quality between media night and regular event nights. That happened at Black Pleasure Beach, Journey to Hell. Like we went to their media night. Sorry. I ended up not getting the vlog up in time, and then it was too late by the time I was going to post it, so it never went up anyway. But we had a really good night. But then when I was talking to people like who had done it after the fact, they like described a completely different event to what we did. Like,
that's the same
the
as
mazes and stuff.
2020 Fright Nights. I got invited to the press preview for that, and I remember doing Roots of Evil. Nice. Roots of Evil and Platform. Oh yes, I remember doing Roots of Evil and Platform 15, like on my own. Obviously, they've got all the actors and stuff in there, and I remember vlogging it and stuff. And I was saying like, "Oh, that's a really good maze for the park." And then over the course of the next few weeks, all I heard was, "It's terrible," and I was like, "Yeah, maybe it is."
It was so bad, mate.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
That was so
No.
bad. Like that. Unfortunately, in 2020, that was
a horrendous
we went to Fright
year.
Nights, and we had, it was 2 nights, two mazes that had, which was that and Creek Freak. We were in the queue for Roots for 2.5 hours. And there's people fighting in the queue.
Oh Jesus!
The security guards are like having to drag people out because the people are like, apparently there's a fight in one of the mazes. And then we did that, and it was just like really like the start of Roots was wicked. Like you know when you go in there and you get like, here's a code word, and you do that. It started off so strong, and then the rest of it was just like a load of plants. I felt like I was in like a gardening,
just
like,
a load of plants. Yeah,
yeah. I felt like I was in Dobbies. And
I think we were just grateful, weren't we? Like that was to get anything Halloween. So
what happened to us was what happened to you, Dan, was you know, like when you use that towers and you missed that, you got caught. Was you in 13Q?
I was in the 13Q with a few friends, and we were in that queue for 75 minutes straight, which doesn't sound too long, but we'd only moved, I want to say, about 100 meters, and we still had half the queue to go.
Why did you stay there? Like, I don't. You wasn't trapped.
We thought it would speed up and we get a night ride on 13. 13 is a good ride. But no.
When I heard this story, I was just imagining all you guys like just in the queue, like, well, we can't go back because then we'll look like we're just like bottling.
Well, we started playing Tenable on one of our friends' phones, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. What one did I do? The clown one. I can't remember the name of it. But the Toxic Junkyard, that's it. We did that one, and then after that, I didn't do any of the others because I missed out on the time slots. I was like, that was great.
That was bad. But that happened. But that happened. Well, time slots they're pretty lenient on time slots. Like if you miss it, and
it was like 15 minutes till close though.
That's right, that's what happened with us at Fright Nights. Is we was in the queue for so long that Creek Freaks had like stopped by the time we come out, and then I was like, I'd never done Creek Freaks, and I did it last year. And Creek Freaks is a top tier maze.
It's so good,
so good. Like that's how I want all Thorpe's mazes to be. However, like I know people love trailers. I'm not a lover of trailers. I think it's good for people who know Fright Nights past.
Yeah,
I don't know Fright Nights past. I've got no like allegiance to it. So for me, I was kind of like, it just felt a bit weird, like messy, but. I want Creek Freak style mazes, man.
That was so good
because it's so purpose built. Like that building, what they turned that building into, with all the rat runs and stuff. It's just like a maze needs to be designed to have as many people through it as possible. And because I've got so many like little ways to get out and pull down hatches and stuff like that,
just drag you out to a stage as well if they want to, like as you do.
It's so good, and that's how I wish trailers was, but I felt like with trailers, it was like you had one scene in most of the things, and if you missed what happened, you missed the scare. But I want to see. I'm looking forward to Bozo's.
That should be good. Hopefully,
we'll see what I've done to it. I'll definitely give it a go. Definitely. So I moan about it, but I'm still giving them money, innit? Like, I still want to do it. Still do it.
Well, it's reckoned that Bozo's one's rated 8+, I think. So it shouldn't be like the most intense. I reckon it'll be
8+. Well, are you kidding me?
Was it 8+? I can't remember. Shall I have a look? Let me have a look.
So it's not a scare maze, then, is it? What is it going to be?
I think it's going to be like House of Monsters.
It's going to be like balloon.
I don't want to do a scare maze at 31.
Are you scared of him, Bobby? I mean, I'm scared of them. To be fair,
yes, straight up. They still make me nervous. They're never as bad. When you get out, you're always like, "That was fun," but going through it, I'm always like, "Why? Why is this? What am I doing to myself right now?"
I don't want to book this. What? Where is? I'm trying to look.
Get me a ticket.
Does everyone want a ticket? Guys, put in the chat and I'll want a ticket. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I remember seeing it's either 8+ or 12. Oh, there you go. What age is trailer suitable for? We recommend ages 8+. However, be aware the maze features live actors, loud noises, strobe lighting, dark spaces. So this is only for the daredevils, guys. So
only 8+.
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
That means nothing.
Hang on, isn't Creepy Cave's got a young age? Because when we went through it, there was a young child in there who
probably
screamed and had to be taken out of it.
Yeah,
and that's a scary maze.
Creepy Caves
down slightly.
Yeah,
Creepy Caves are so good. But the thing when we did it, it was through because they did the after hours one, didn't they? But because of COVID, when we did it in 2020, because it was like you just went in your own party, it was great because they could, I think they could like ramp up the scares.
Yeah.
So who it was coming through. So we had me and Joe had like such a, honestly, I was like, so like, that was like one of the scariest mazes I've ever done in the UK. I'm not even kidding. Like it absolutely petrified me. It was insane. So yeah, but that is meant to be designed for obviously Chessington, isn't it? So it's crazy that mazes like Chessington, to be honest.
It makes no sense to me how they've got one of the most intense mazes.
Yeah. Did you ever do it when you started at the top and then you went down the stairs?
Don't think I did that one.
So a couple of years ago, you actually start. You know where they have that photo point and the cans of like spilled whatever.
Yeah.
Barrels of spilled like.
Yeah.
You started up there and went through that door, and you went underground in a spiral staircase. So it felt like you were going underground right before the maze starts. That's so good.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah. But now you start at the bottom, which is kind of sad. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, put a down on it, Marcus. Cheers for that, mate.
Sorry about that. No, it's still so good.
We had that with the Vile Villagers at Chelsea last year. Just the three adults.
Yeah, I remember that.
I never did it last year. I wish I did it.
That was really good.
It was really good.
Everyone was really.
It was just random as well, but it was like walk in, it was mad. So.
And they had such a gap between groups, like Claire just said there, like they would just target you the whole walk through. They can just focus, and they know, if you're scared, they'll just ramp it up even more. So that was a surprise, a really good surprise that walkthrough. But yeah, it was scary again. Just like
Chessington doing that,
Why? Right, it's just like I've just done a Gruffalo, and now I'm going to walk through Vile Villages and.
It's been on the new Shipwreck Coast kiddie rides, been on Timber Tug, but now it's time for Creepy Caves.
Anyway, I don't know how the hell we deviated off so far. Like,
crazy.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so just quickly, Phantasialand have just opened up yesterday, 12th of July. They opened up a new attraction in deep in Africa.
Good. That looks wicked.
Oh wow, that was loud. So yeah, in deep in Africa where Black Mamba is, they've created this like adventure trail, and it looks so good. And probably Marcus is with me on this. Like the shots you could probably get from this is like insane. Like
it's so cool. I just love the like the parts where not this. I swear someone uploaded a photo where you're literally walking over wooden planks and then you can see Black Mamba underneath you.
Yeah, I think that comes up in a minute.
Sort of like that, but there was water underneath there.
You got that there.
That is
so crazy.
It's just it's something they didn't need to do, but they've gone and done it.
Yeah.
It's just attention to detail like there where you just saw that plank like was loose. Do you know what I mean? It's like they just think of everything, man. Yeah, it didn't show you in there, but I saw like a vlog of someone walking through it, and there's like these like little planks, and then as you're walking over it, Black Mamba's like literally underneath you. It is like there is perspex. It is perspex.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, you don't want to drop and stuff down it, but it just looks so good.
I think this is like a good example of like, because I've often said like Merlin Parks. Like, whilst at Towers or so, it'd be really cool if they did this or this, something small scale like this, and it would just lift the park. But in my head, I'm thinking they'll never do that because they can't market it. But like, this just proves that like I don't know. Maybe this won't get general public like going crazy because maybe because we're nerds. We like.
It reminds me of the Obviously, it doesn't go through a ride, but that Mythica walkthrough, the Magic Forest thing. It reminds me of that, but obviously not round a ride. So, for instance, that one in like the Legoland we were talking about earlier with the new wing coaster. What if they did something like that? The Magic Forest thing under that and around that coaster.
If the thing is, it's when you go to these European parks, they have these like high rope things, like not like high ropes, and you gotta get, but you know, like these adventure trails everywhere.
Don't talk to me about high ropes.
Not high ropes. But yeah, like everywhere you go, like they have like some kind of like, you know, crazy slides and stuff, and just things you can just get on. Like Toverland has them, Hansa Park has them. Plopsaland has them. They're everywhere, but we don't really have them over here. And I don't think this is like, I don't think Phantasialand did this and went, I was going to get loads of publicity. It's just like an added thing, which it should be. It should just be something. It's just something you just find. You know, you just in Phantasialand and you just find it. You go, oh, let's just walk across this, and it's just a bit of fun, really. But I haven't seen it done to this level, because if you look at walkthroughs of it, like honestly, there's like, you know, there's sprays you have to duck underneath. There's apparently like a little twist at the end of it, because James Larson, he's on a big trip over there at the minute from the US, and then he's gone over and he said he did it yesterday, and it was he said there's a big twist at the end, like something that's a big surprise. And I was like, because you go through buildings and everything, like they've built it out
free ride on Black Mamba.
Can you imagine?
Just skip the queue.
It's a secret front row queue for it. I think that'd be good, wouldn't it? But yeah, that's that. I just thought it was good to mention. And lastly, before we can just do a quick talk on our main, what was our main topic was meant to be. So Disneyland Paris Avengers Assemble Avengers Campus, which I'll just say I'm not a fan of I've not been to it, so I feel bad, but I can wholeheartedly say, I don't say this about anywhere, right? Any ride before I've gone and done it. Avengers Campus does not interest me. I like the films, but it's just I've said it loads of times now on this podcast, but it's just the most boring. It's the most boring thing they could have chosen out of Avengers. Like when you look at Galaxy's Edge, and where they've based that, like think about all the different places in the Marvel universe that they could have chosen.
Was there a place though where they could have all been at once? Because wasn't that the point? So they could have all the character meet and greets. I know, I agree. I think it looks pretty corporate and a bit boring.
It looks like a student campus. Like it literally looks like a university or like a college.
Avengers campus.
Yeah, but that's it.
True.
Like, it just looks like a flipping, like you should have a Nando's in it and an Odeon.
It does look a bit like a Westfield, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It literally does. I said this.
I think I agree with you. I think, but in a park like Studios, it needed this anyway. It's. I agree. I think could they have done something a little bit more interesting, given
they're Disney, like surely.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. When
Disney
you look
Paris.
When you look at this, it just looks so. No, it doesn't look underwhelming at all. It does.
This is what they've done to Rock and Roller Coaster, which people have said is like the lesser Rock and Roller Coaster. But I've not done this version of it. I've only done the Orlando version. But
I wished out of it.
Like it's a fun coaster no matter what, you know, with the Aerosmith audio and this stuff. But yeah, this is So yeah, this is like basically when you think about Cosmic Rewind and stuff and everything, you've got like
screens, man.
Like the ceiling. Like I thought Disney were like their big thing. Disney always go is like, oh, they know how to like. I guess this is just like POV footage, so it's a bit different because you're not looking at the ceiling, but it's just like a load of like screens at the side.
Ceiling there, that is bad.
It's just
that
not
wall
great.
is just blank as well.
Yeah. It's just nothing
going
going
to
on.
me that this was a coaster done without the Marvel license, like they just nicked characters. For me, I didn't care that the Rock and Roller Coaster's gone. I thought it was fun with Aerosmith, but I was when they said that was turning into an Iron Man theme thing. I was really excited, and especially as I think we can agree, even if it looks plain, the entrance is certainly better than what Rock and Roller Coaster entrance was. But this was not what I was expecting. I thought there was going to be a lot more happening, especially during the ride. I thought there was going to be.
Do we know what's inside the main bulk of the ride yet?
Probably nothing.
A couple of screens.
Iron Man
flying around.
A Spider-Man animatronic that does a flip and then die.
From the reviews, there's a lot of darkness, is what I've heard.
Right.
Such missed potential, man.
That's what we love to hear.
It's that's the problem, is there's potential there. Like, I'm not saying it shouldn't be there. It's just like they could do. To me, these Avengers Campus is just. They just look like a very cheap option for Disney, just to quickly add something in there.
Cost effective, as someone said in the chat.
It's cost effective. And is that really what you're paying all this money to go to Disney for? No, I think you should be like paying. When you look at the prices of like Disney compared to somewhere like Universal, like Universal is Disney level now. It used to be the opposite way around, didn't it? But now, like, they are Universal are like nearly topping Disney at a lot of things.
Do you think that they have, because obviously this was announced before COVID, do you think that they had to strip it back from what it was supposed to be?
Because a little bit, but not that much.
I think it would have a massive impact, because like if you think about the amount of things Disney's had to do since COVID hit, and we've all been crying about it, but obviously they need money. Like, they're the same as every other business. They are a business.
Look, mate, Disney don't need money, mate.
They do.
Honestly,
they
I think
they would still have margins.
I think you're they have, but I think you're underestimating like the might of Disney, like how far they extend to. They're in everything. Like, obviously they lost a lot of money, but a company like Disney can afford to be in like a lot of long-term debt. Like, they don't need not like a lot of other companies where it's like they're Disney. They can keep getting as many loans and shit as they want. Like, I don't think they were on the breadline at all, personally.
The thing is about this whole like campus and the Iron Man ride and all that kind of stuff is, as enthusiasts, everyone sat there being like, it looks awful. Like, what the hell are they doing? This is Disney. Someone visiting the park is going to be like, wow, this is so cool. And then like see all their like the superheroes and all that kind of stuff. And they'll be sold on it completely. So technically it's a win for them, but obviously
it's an easy win.
Disney know the power of the characters that they own, and they know what's going to work. I see it as it's never the Imagineers. This will never be what the Imagineers pitched. It's never them. No. They will pitch whatever it is, and it will be strict as per whatever.
That's exactly what I think it looks like's happened though. Like, I feel like they have been pinched, and I just can't help but feel like COVID would have pinched that even more. So,
and it's
I think that would have made them. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Where the top execs are looking at it and like, we'll strip it back a lot more. There's a lot of Imagineers that got let go over COVID when they didn't need to be let go. They got rid of a lot of their Imagineers. I remember that coming out, but it's like, you got to remember, like, Velocicoaster was getting built through COVID, and
exactly.
Like, look what come out of that. You know, they just went, no, we're going to carry on with this and keep going for it. And
I think we're in two different timelines with Disney and Universal right now. We've got, and it will always swap its way around. You had Disney being the aggressive one for years. Universal was playing catch up. Now I think you've got to the point where Disney, for its own faults, like they're still like ridiculous numbers. Like, they're booked no matter what. They're booked. They know that. And I think you're seeing Universal now going ultra aggressive and going, hang on, we'll build a new park, we'll build new rides, we'll build new this, we'll build new that. And we're seeing Disney go through a phase of, well, we're focusing on Disney Plus, we're focusing on media, we're focusing on this. It will work its way around again, I'm sure. The only way you're going to get this to change is if the visitor numbers start dropping. That would be the only time I think
literally all of the new rides recently at Disney, haven't they all pretty much been either rides that have already existed? So, for instance, with Epcot, they've added Ratatouille. That was at Paris. Or, like, with Rock and Roller Coaster, they've just kind of renovated it. It's all renovations or just rides that already exist.
Cosmic Rewind, though.
Yeah, that's
true. Other than that,
but that is the most expensive coaster to ever be built ever. So I think that's like sucked up every. I think that's sucked up every like.
But then again,
money they've had.
Disney, what, a year? I don't know how long ago it was. Rise of the Resistance that came out. So I think
you know they can.
It's just up and down with Disney.
You all know they can do it. It's just I think that the execs are all, every exec has got to prove that they can make more money than last year, and I think that's what we're seeing with Disney is. They can do it. We all know they can do it. They can do it better.
I think we had the conversation on the podcast a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago now, where we had this discussion about do we think Universal is going to be like going to overtake Disney in terms of like popularity? And I was like, at the end of the day, no, because Disney is Disney, isn't it? Like Disney is like families, and people will pay insane amounts of money for like that whole Disney experience, like the resort. Yeah. Especially at Disney World, like you can't, like the characters, you can't beat that like family market of the magic, But I've spoke to some people recently who are like massive Disney fans. I won't name them, but they have like their channels and stuff are all about Disney, and they love it. And even they've said that like they've gone off Disney recently at Disney World because like it's like I've heard from everyone, even people who live in Orlando, is that the capacity of these Disney parks in the minute is like well over the top. Like it's just insane numbers. And it's like driving people away. So I think they did announce about a month and a half ago that they're going to start capping numbers at the parks, because it's like, I think I saw like Haunted Mansion on like nearly a 3-hour queue the other day, because we're obviously planning to go. And it's just like, them numbers are just insane. Like it was already like quite a lot anyway when we went before pre-COVID, but it just seems like they're just packing the parks out as much as they can. So
I reckon
complicated.
Putting a price on Fast Track would also impact the queue times, because I know I wouldn't want to spend money on it, but I only used it because it was free at the time. But now obviously I would have to stand in the queues, and that's a lot more people stood in the queues.
Anyway, right, we've got to actually talk about a main topic for 15 minutes. I know we've been going for a long time. Sorry, guys. It's just the way it goes, isn't it? But yeah, we're just going to quickly talk about travel and coasters. So there we go. So I thought we'd start this off. Obviously, Bobby's recently done a little trip.
Yeah. It's a little one.
How many petrol stations did you go to?
Probably 20, maybe more.
Sometimes not for.
Wow. Yeah, sometimes not for fuel. Sometimes for dinner. It was a dinner stop a lot of the time.
So, like diners and stuff.
Yeah, I mean they don't do just normal. Just get your petrol and go. You could have 4 fast food chains there as well. So it's like we got choice. We got choice where we're having dinner tonight.
That's crazy.
Yeah, quite a few.
Was it intense? Was it an intense trip?
I mean, it was a lot, but I would say I won't speak on the group's behalf, but I would say the thing that made it most intense was the weather. And I know some people might turn around and say, "You went in June. What was you expecting?" But I think from the people we spoke to, that it was extreme for that time of year.
Right.
We had 40 degrees quite a few days, or pushing 40 degrees. And
wow.
He brought it back with you.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just wanted to come home and have a bit of English weather. But that was intense. Like the drives, James, who I think is in the chat, he said he's a terrible passenger. So he likes doing a lot of the driving. So he took on, we did share it around as much as possible, but James certainly did a boost of the driving. But no, in terms of driving, my personal opinion was it's easy. It's actually quite easy. It's long and boring. I'm not going to take that away from it, but it's a lot of straight lines for a very, very long time. You could turn onto a highway and it will go in 192 miles is your next turning or something. So
long.
It's cruise control.
Yeah.
And you just have to face the open road. But it was a lot. I think by the end of the trip, I think the heat got to us all, and it was like I think on the last day we went to Six Flags Great Adventure. Great Adventure.
Yeah.
Is that the one by near New Jersey? Yeah. And by about 1-2 o'clock, we were all just like
gets too much. Yeah.
It was another 40-degree day, so it was like.
Did you have like experience where like the queues were they all kind of like, because I was watching a few vlogs from like Top Field Tourists with Carl, because we went with the PBE lot, and it, you know, some of the queues were just literally in like metal sheds like with like no aircon or anything, and I was just like, I don't know if anyone's ever had an experience of queuing at Drayton Manor for what is that thing they've got, the you know, the plane thing that spins around. I always forget what they're called, but
the fans.
What are they called? I don't know at Drayton Manor, but anyway, in that it's just like a metal shed, and on a hot day, it's torture. Like, it's actually torture. No. Did you find your experience with the queues being a bit like that, or?
Yeah, I mean, outside of, I mean, Disney and Universal obviously different budgets, and they have a lot of dark rides, so you spend a lot of time indoors. Whereas when you're going on a trip that's coaster heavy, the shade situation was awful,
really?
Like awful, like to the point where you think, how is this allowed to be allowed? You know, to not even put some kind of, I don't know what's the word, tarp. I don't know if that's the right word, but just something just to give you a little bit of shade, or some fans or something. But we got quite lucky because most of the trip, the queues weren't too bad. Like, there wasn't too many rides where we were just standing in the sun. Pantheon was a bad one.
It's newish, I guess.
And towards the station they had a bit of shade, but most of it was open. But there was a couple where it was just like, how is this allowed?
What was the water situation at these parks? Is it the same as like, you know, obviously, no, like we say, outside of Disney and Universal and stuff? Can you just go up and like get free water, or you have to like?
You can. I don't know about all the parks, but I know that we met a friend out at Carowinds, and they said that you can go and just ask for some ice and some water. I didn't know this, but to be fair, most of the parks that we went to, we had one of those refillable cups. Like Cedar Fair, I think they did like $35 for the whole season of all of their parks.
All of their parks. That's amazing.
So you could just go and refill. So, but I believe you could go and get water for free. I mean, they gave you cups like that big, but I don't think there was any limit on how many times you went up there.
Like, just pour it over your face.
That's what I did that at one point. That was one of the things. I just stood there and just poured it over my head. But
what was so just because obviously you ain't got much time, I did want to talk a little bit more about this. But like, what was your standout coasters of the trip, would you say?
Oh, it's going to be obvious.
I know it's hot.
It's
Wildcat.
Clearly.
Wildcat.
Clearly. The standouts were obviously Still Vengeance was amazing. Fury, Intimidator 305. Claire won't agree with that one.
She blacked out, didn't she?
Yeah, not a fan of that one. Voyage was incredible, and I'm not a wooden coaster fan. That converted me completely. I mean, the rides you would expect people to say, I wanted to come back with a different opinion, but I didn't. So they were amazing.
I always want to do that. Does anyone else think that? Does anyone else go on a coaster and go, I kind of sometimes don't want to enjoy it, just to be like, because it's when something's like when I went on Shambhala, that's almost like a meme of how everyone's like, Shambhala's amazing, man. God, Shambhala. I was like, oh, I'd love to just to be like, it's not all that good. And then you come off and you're like, oh my God, that is insane.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you one that actually wasn't as hot a take as I thought it was going to be, but King Dakar was a bit of a disappointment. I guess that was
really
one that I had right up there. I'm telling you now, stealth is more intense.
I hear that a lot though.
Yeah.
Does it have that sort of wiggle on the launch? Like the left, right?
How different is it going twisting downwards?
Barely noticed.
Barely not.
The thing is, I think I was nervous going on that ride. I'm not going to lie. I'm quite confident I will go on most coasters and not be nervous, more excited than nervous. Not to sound like, but just ride. Maybe. When I was staring down that long launch, I was struggling.
Yeah.
I was struggling, but it is so fast. You are up there. It feels like you get up there as quick as stealth anyway, which you might do. I don't know if anyone has the stats on that. But it just, I don't know. It actually just felt like you just went up, down. It didn't feel like, that stealth. It's got so much punch to it as you're approaching that. that hill.
Well, most people do say they prefer they prefer top full drags to the Kingda car anyway. So I guess it's that type of thing where I think with it's like Red Force. Like I actually think I prefer Stealth more than Red Force the more I do it, because even though you've got like amazing views when you're on Red Force, like I love them views you get at the top of Red Force. Like the launch and Stealth, it's just.
See, I'm weird because I would just prefer. Ignore the fact my profile picture on YouTube has Red Force. But with Red Force, literally, like I'm really weird because the sound of it could make me prefer it more to Stealth.
Really?
Because that sound is just, it's like Taron. When I first walked around that corner and heard the second launch, I goosebumps all over.
Yeah. It is
so cool.
That noise you get.
Yeah.
It is good. Yeah. I think it's I think people when you're so used to Stealth, I think people don't, even though I say people don't appreciate it, most people love Stealth and it gets a lot of praise. But I think when you compare it to things like Kingda car, it doesn't surprise me that you do that when you're so used to Stealth and be like, oh, it's all right, we've got it at home though, sort of thing.
I think I'm guilty of it as well. Like, I'm lucky to have been on this trip into many places and done some huge coasters. And I'm guilty of saying, oh, why can't we have this in the UK? Like we get a raw deal in the UK. But I think with Kingda car and a few other rides, I kind of left with a little bit like bigger doesn't always mean better.
It's barely noticeable height. It's barely noticeable above a certain height. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it is true. It is true.
It's funny.
I am guilty of that, definitely, about the UK. And then I think we all walked off Kingda car going, I've got a lot of love for Stealth. I've got a lot of appreciation for that ride.
Right. I love Stealth. It's so good. If only it was at Towers.
It would never be allowed down the valley. You'd have to dig very deep.
Yeah, just keep digging, man. Dig down. Get to them Nemi eggs, man. Do it. So as Claire's saying, we still have the best wing.
I agree.
What, as in Swarm?
Yeah.
Mate. Have you done Phoenix yet at Toverland?
No.
I've done Raptor. Raptor's better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've not done Raptor. I've
really
done
good.
Phoenix and I've done Flug the Daemon at Hyder Park.
It's really strange doing a straight down drop off the top of a lift rather than a wing over. It's really weird, but it's so cool. I've done 3 wings, including Swarm, and the other 2 I've done so much forceful, so intense. And then I love the Swarm. I think the Swarm's got one of the best themes in the country. 100%. Absolutely love it. Love the soundtrack and stuff to it. I genuinely love it. But when I did Phoenix at Toverland, like I was just blown away by how forceful that thing was. And it's at like a kids park. It's like Ride to Happiness. You know how that's at a kids park. And you're like, how is that here? It's so out of place.
It's just so out of place. And plus you got Troy there as well. But then the rest of it is just like a kiddie park. It's so strange. But I do. Anyway, let's get off that topic. go on for ages. So did you mention El Toro?
I didn't. But
what did you think?
Unbelievable. Very good. Yeah. Well, I think we did back row. Is it second half of it is a little bit? I mean, that's the same with a lot of rides, I guess. But second half, it kind of calms down a little bit. But I don't think I've ever. I mean, maybe not ever, but the way that thing throws you out your seat on those first couple of the airtime hills is insane. Absolutely insane. And it's a beautiful coaster off ride as well, the way it's sat on the lake.
It's weird because obviously we recently did Colossus at Heidi, which was our first Intamin prefab, and it's just like, it's crazy because I don't know if it's the same with El Toro. It might be a bit different Colossus because it practically was rebuilt a couple of years ago, so it's a brand new coaster. But it's so weird to be so smooth yet so forceful. Like for the first drop on Colossus, like my like arse was like not touching the seat all the way down, and then but then it did. I think because of it being so smooth, it trimmed us. It ran out of pacing towards the end very quickly. But
I would agree. I think James said he was practically standing when we were dropping. It was is like, I mean, a lot of rides sort of die off in the second half, but yeah, there was a little bit of the ride's done now. It feels like we're just kind of making our way back to the station. So but no, very, very good.
Someone's so Voyage, obviously that was another one I was going to ask about. How did you find it?
Well, again, considering I'm not a huge wooden coaster fan, that thing was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it's one of those rides, my experience, I think did it 3 times. It had a rattle like a wooden coaster would, but it wasn't rough by any stretch. But it just goes on and on and
it's just
on.
so long, isn't it? Like,
and you think at one point it's done. Like, you think, oh, it's run out of steam now, and you know where you are, that you've got a long way back to the station. And then suddenly out of nowhere, it kind of, I think it's dug into the ground, and it just picks up this speed again. Unbelievable ride. Like,
have you seen the documentary about it being built?
I haven't.
I'll send you that link. It's such a good documentary. It follows two coasters getting built at the same time, and it's so interesting to see how that was like, how that was built. Because obviously it's wooden, so they have a plan, but obviously with wooden coasters, they kind of just they're like, okay, we've just encountered a tree that we can't cut down, so we're going to have to just quickly like think about how we're going to get around it. It's just so crazy. But I'll send you that link.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. No, it was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Can you see that? Can you see a lot of that track from around the park, or is like a lot of it hidden away?
No, I mean, not where we walked anyway. It was actually, I think when you walk around by Thunderbird, I think, is it Thunderbird? Yeah. The one that's at Hollywood?
Yes.
Round by the wing coaster, you see a little bit more, especially the first bit of the ride. But no, I think a lot of it is out the back. I don't know if you can see more from the water park or anything like that, but it for us, like, I felt like I could only get a picture of the lift hill. We did find out there was a little bit more around the corner, but
it just annoys me. It's kind of nice when it's a double-edged sword, because probably Marcus feels the same. Like, I like it when a coaster is like kind of hidden away, but then also from me wanting to film it, like it just does my head in. It was like
comes to mind.
Yeah, 13. Oh my god, that thing. But like Conda,
you get the lift hill and that's it.
Yeah,
Conda at Wallaby, Belgium, you can't get a good shot of that unless you're like peering through the little gate. I found basically they've got like all these log gates up, fencing up, sorry. And I spent about 20 minutes trying to find like a little hole in it, and I managed to get like one little shot through it, and it wasn't a great shot. But it's just, I was
just
like,
climb it.
Was there anything from the queue line though?
What, for Conda?
For Conda, yeah.
It's just there's a lift. You can get like a good shot of the lift hill, and then a good shot of the lift hill. You get in the back of the first drop, so it's not a very good shot. And then you'll get in some like the bunny hills at the end, but most of it is like way out. So there's a good place in the line in the queue for the mine train they have. You can get some good shots around there, but that's about it. And it's just with your lens, you might be able to get something with your voyeuristic lens. Yeah. Oh man, it's just, that blew me away. I did not expect that much from it, but it was so good.
Like, I should be going in August, hopefully. So.
It gets better and better throughout the day. I know we can say this about a lot of coasters, but that one is just the amount of air time is like, it's just crazy. But anyway, we'll have to have you back on soon, Bobby, just to talk about your trip a little bit more, because I'm really interested about it. But have you guys got any trips?
We do.
Do you want to say it, or do I want to say it?
Well, we booked a trip very last minute, as in
literally 2 days ago.
The day before yesterday, we
to Flamingo Land.
To ride sick, guys, and then we're going to Enzo straight afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually the trip. Marcus isn't going to say anything else. That's
full stop. That's it.
You say that, but like Blackpool's still 2 hours away from Flamingo Land. It's not.
Blackpool's like 5 hours from me. It's a long day. But we're going to PortAventura World for a few days. So that'll be
nice.
Nice. Excited to go back there, even though it's very stupid of us.
We'll give you updates of the new roller coaster, don't we?
Yes.
The new building, the new hotel.
The building.
The new arcade arena, VR arena. So you went in like 2020, didn't you, Dan?
Yeah, I went at a time where apparently a lot of people didn't believe that I went because the restrictions lifted on like July 1st or something. I can't remember what it was, and I'm pretty sure I went like 4 or 5 days later.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, "What?"
I thought you was. I
was
thought
like,
you was
no.
doing a meme. I thought you just got really good at Photoshop.
Are you saying I'm not good at Photoshop? No, I'm joking.
You are now. You're better than me now.
I what's it called? Well, I went back then. I can't remember if I've been since. I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have. But I can't wait to get back.
When was the last time you did it, Marcus?
2018. So I haven't done Street Mission, but I've done pretty much everything else. To be fair.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope that it's not too busy and we don't have to deal with too many queue jumpers.
It's fast track time, boys.
I think
fast track.
It's sad. When we go, we always go in October. No, we always go at the end of September, where it's like the start of Halloween, because they do it really early there. So it's always good. It's always pretty empty in the daytime. As long as you're not going the week. You going out the weekend, or you going like a week? Or
Saturday, Sunday, then Monday.
Rough, mate. Rough.
We'll definitely be in the park on Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get fast pass, I think. It's pretty cheap though.
To be fair, I looked and it's like €70 for unlimited all day. Which
unlimited, it's not that.
It's not bad.
It's still money. It's crazy.
Towers is £100 all day, and that's.
Is that unlimited?
I'm pretty sure it is, but that's still £100.
Yeah, it's just the downside of Porter, isn't it? It's like that's how they make their money, isn't it?
Do they oversell them as well?
Praying in the chat.
They oversell them, but they prioritize them. So you're never queuing very long.
So the standby gets absolutely.
The standby gets insane. And if you're in the standby on a busy day in Shambhala, it's like living hell because it's just one massive. Well, it's like everywhere. It's all one big cattle pen.
Right.
Are you staying on site or just like in Salou or what's that?
Just nearby in Salou. It's literally the most last minute trip ever.
Yeah. Salou's, when we go there, we normally just go to Salou because it's good. It's nice and cheap. And Salou's nice. I like Salou.
On site is really nice. I can see Marcus laughing because I very much almost made us stay on site. But yeah, it's on site is very nice. Like hotel room and stuff.
See, the benefit of on site was good, but I believe that because like you could get fast pass like really cheap. I think
they don't have that anymore.
They don't do it anymore, do they?
No.
So it
you used to be able to. First time I went, I'm pretty sure you could get. This was like 2017. You could get a full 5 days fast track unlimited for €60 on your stay. That's insane.
Yeah, it's mad. I think we paid next to nothing. It was like almost like a no-brainer. We looked at it and I can't remember how much. Joe might tell me in the chat, but it was like insanely cheap for the 3 days that we were there. And we were just like, well, why wouldn't you? But I guess that's why they prioritised the fast pass queue. But I'm jealous though, man, because I just love Porter. I love
it's my favourite park, so I'm really happy to be going back, to be honest. Like,
is it your favourite park ever then?
Yep.
So far? Yeah. More than Fantasia?
Right, so I've been to like this is going to trigger a lot of people, but I've been to like all of the Florida parks and also like Fantasia.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to go there. And PortAventura, for some reason, I just love being able to stay in there. I know you can do it at other parks, but like because it's open so long, you can just go to the Mediterranean bit, chill for ages, or like walk around to the western bit. Like there's so much to do in that park that
yeah. That's a long way to say it's your channel logo and you have to like it.
I have to like it.
For God's sake. Oh,
was it the I know what you mean because it's a very chill park,
and they've got a new building coming soon, so it's like
exactly.
It's
a new Western building. So there you go. No, it's really good. So yeah, I think to be fair, I wanted to chat more about this travel thing, but I'll have to say it for another time. It's very late. So, but yeah, no, thanks guys for coming on. It's been a really good chat.
No, it's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate there was so much news to talk about.
we should do a reunion episode where we all come back.
Yeah,
a
we
reunion.
Talk about what we was meant to talk about.
I can't speak English.
Let me just catch it with a chat. So Sam's saying Dan no. By the
That's
way,
to me saying PA's better, isn't it?
by the way, we got Sam Costello coming on next week.
Yeah.
Hey, big
No,
up
we did.
Sam. I said
Sam
big up,
from
Jesus
YouTube.
Christ.
Big
Sam
up.
Costello from YouTube. There we go. So Matt saying maybe removing the heavy discounts fast tracks will actually make the main queues quicker. I
But
doubt
money.
it. I think it's very much part of their like culture of PortAventura now, which is just like go to PortAventura on the weekend, get a fast pass, add 70 euro or whatever.
Yeah. Stack them high, sell them cheap.
Sam is disagreeing with you massively. Joe said
Sam.
that we paid €60 for 4 days fast track unlimited. 60
Yeah,
euros
that's exactly what I did. It's so cheap.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
ridiculous.
I can understand why they got rid of it, to be honest, because that is like that's just ludicrous,
overwhelming.
That's a bad business decision.
Yeah, I wonder why the queue jumping is so bad. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's. I think it's because we're just. But then again, like obviously in this country, like we are like proud. We don't like queuing, but we tend to respect it. I know when I was in Wallaby, Belgium, because in Belgium, obviously you have almost two halves of Belgium. You have like French speakers and Dutch speakers, and where Wallaby, Belgium is, it's very much like the French half. And yeah, like there wasn't any queue jumping in the actual rides, but in like when we was like queuing up for food and drinks, like there was loads of people just like walking straight to the front and just ordering like above us and stuff, ahead of us and stuff. And
Plopsa was fine for me. Well, I know you're talking about Wallaby, but like Plopsa seemed fine.
Plopsa is the Dutch half, so that's like the Dutch speaking mainly in that area. But yeah, there you go. Ad saying that Kingda is too tall and awkwardly placed to get decent photos off. The car park is probably the best spot.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
See, this is the problem, man.
Wide lens.
It's like when I go to Pleasure Beach, I'm like, I should probably go outside the park to get some shots, but then I can't be bothered. Like, I'm in the park.
especially in 40 degrees. It's like, no, you're all right. I'll stay in the shade.
I'm kind of like...
I'll Google a photo when I get home.
I still haven't got the cred on the pier outside Pleasure Beach yet, because I always go this weekend.
Crazy coaster.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go get the cred.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
I need to go do it, but every time, like I go, we're gonna go do it Sunday. I've got a hangover. I'm like, no thanks.
When there was four of us on it, and it was so funny.
It's best doing it after a couple of drinks. Just saying that.
Yeah, I need to make time for it,
and the drum and bass waltzer next to it. It's brilliant.
Playing Bangers and Mash by Mackie G.
Bangers. That's it.
It's actually beautiful.
But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's the episode. Thanks so much for everyone tuning in. It's been really nice having you all. Like I say, next week, Mikhail should be back. He's just ordered a new microphone. He is in Vancouver, but he's coming back on. So I think it's going to be like 3:30 in the afternoon for him, which is weird. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, again, guys, thanks so much for coming on, everyone. It's been a pleasure. You're welcome. It's been great.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
It's been great. Thank you.
I just want to do a shout out. I know, Bobby, you have your Nickelodeon vlog out. That's your latest one, isn't it? So go check that out. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dan has his Exodus video that's just come out today. It's the best.
Oh, Jesus, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Best POV I've seen. It's not even real,
sure. Best POV I've ever seen filmed on Exodus. Like, it's even been built like straight for it.
No, it's good. And your forest alpine coaster thing was funny as well.
That was so fun. That was so fun.
I need to do that now. I've wanted to do that for a long time, you know.
The thing is, Zip World for forest is great. Like the forest coaster is great. There's this thing called like a sky swing that's great, and the high ropes thing. I've never like shat myself for that long of a period of time.
Really?
An hour and 30, and I'm just there like clinging onto the trees like I don't want to fall. Obviously I'm not going to, but it's just yeah, it's fun though. Recommend.
That's good. I want to go do the one in the other Zip World. You know, they got that actual powered coaster thing, but
that one.
So expensive.
How much?
It's like 30 quid for like £35 for like 3 goes on it, and it looks
to be
so
fair,
slow.
the Forest Coaster's like 25 for 3, I think. Can't remember.
But that looks fast. That looks
fun.
like pretty intense. So
I recommend it if anyone in the chat or here wants to go on it. Go on.
Hashtag gifted, Dan.
No, it wasn't hashtag gifted. It was it wasn't.
Go do it now.
It was a good experience, and that is me. I'm not media trained, guys. Like Black Mirror speaks volumes, guys.
Shame. Anyway, does anyone want to plug anything? Anyone got anything they want to talk about?
Marcus has the most recent photo out now. Go like it. Did you know he takes photos?
Did you sell posters, by the way, Marcus?
I couldn't tell. I couldn't behind us.
Just end it. Just end it now.
Marcus looks like he's in a gift shop trying to say. Anyway, sorry, I need to end it anyway. Right. See you later, everyone. Bye bye.